all you dumpster divers. Welcome to the podcast where I'm going to drop this voice right now. Right now. It's movie garbage. And if you could not tell from that intensely, funny intro, we watched Jack and Jill. I'm Ed Bobenchek, your host, and joining me with his own goof is Mr. Matthew Lewis.
Whoa. It's not Matt anymore. It's Doink.
Doink?
DUNKACCINO. I don't mind if I do. Now tell me, did you let anyone into my secure files area? Did you ever let anybody in? Not Jeremy Goober? Not Guy Lafarge? What a national treasure, Al Pacini.
Oh, boy.
Boy, what a weird-ass movie you made me watch. We threatened this years ago.
I punished myself.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Obviously you've seen this before, but it was my first time watching this. Actually, I was going to say, we have a lot, of course, to talk about. The man, the myth himself, Adam Sandler. So,
boy.
Did you watch his original SNL run between 90 and 95?
I've seen clips at this point of a lot of his stuff, the big stuff, the Jewish song, the Lunch Lady song, I see the Jewish song, the Hanukkah song.
Yeah.
Sorry. Stuff like that, but I never watched him, on the point, a lot.
Yeah. I was going to say, so you do know, most of the crew he was with during the early 90s SNL.
You mean the same people that's with him in every single one of these movies
Yeah,
still?
this whole same crew, and also a lot of other people who were just I never really cared for SNL. Personally, I preferred Mad TV, which I'll get to in a second. But let's see, I'll put on my best Don Pardo voice. They had, from the SNL crew from 1990 to 1997, the most famous people: Chris Farley, Will Ferrell, Chris Rock, David Spade, Sherry O'Terry, Rob Schneider.
Sherry O'Terry, hold on.
Yeah, you should know her. You'll recognize her for a second if you see her.
Okay.
She's a shorter woman. She always plays the crazy, energetic characters.
Now I'm thinking of someone else, I think. Because I think I know who you're talking about, but I'm trying to remember. Sherry O'Terry?
Yeah. It's spelled CHERIOTERY.
Wait, why do I recognize her and I don't recognize her? Jesus Christ. I don't recognize her, but
Really?
I do.
Yeah, right? You look at pictures of her?
I'm looking up. She's not been in a lot of movies.
No. She was one of those early 90s actresses.
Oh, she was just on SNL with him.
No, she was in a bunch of movies and shit too. Yeah. But like I said, I was not a fan of Mad TV, not a fan of SNL. I never watched it never sought it out, even in the aughts when we were teens and stuff like that. I much preferred Mad TV because it was just so ridiculous and much more offensive.
See, I never really watched that, and I watched SNL. I never been someone who's oh, SNL, I'm dead on set watching it. If it's on, cool. I like some of the weekend update stuff. Mm-hmm.
It's tons and tons of clips still to this day from the from YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm sure. And that's the thing about SNL. Ironically, at this point, is it's got its moments here and there, but for the most part, it's more so just it is. They're so hit and miss.
Yeah.
And I feel too the biggest and most unless it's all right. Something those cold opens are always pretty solid.
Yeah.
And then certain things that hit, the Black Jeopardy with Tom Hanks on it, that was one of those memorable ones.
Yeah.
But then, unless you get someone like Chris Farley who just does
crazy.
Matt Foley living in a van. I mean, the van down by a river is
Chris Farley was absolutely insane.
Oh yeah, and I remember even seeing too, they would point out if you watch David Spade and them, they are barely holding it together.
Oh yeah.
And apparently too, they said during he did it a funny way still in practice, but he just upped it into such a weird way that it caught everyone off guard.
Oh yeah.
When he did it, and also apparently that table was not supposed to break. It was not supposed to fall on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't name a single Adam Sandler character from SNL. I think some of the vague outlines like ended up being characters like Waterboy or like some kind of shrimp boat man, I think, or somebody heard about. I don't know, but like I never watched the early '90s one because literally like what was that from 0 to 10? I did watch SNL, so I don't know like, most of these people from only movies.
I mean, I said I really only learned about him on it so much again from clips and then just learning the history of Adam Sandler.
Of course, yeah. I was gonna say we went over the history of comedy stuff and like comedy movies, and this is like even earlier than the than what's it called, Road Trip, which I said I loved, even though I didn't. I don't even think at the time I considered it a comedy, just a weird like college movie. But early SNL movies. Did you watch the Blues Brothers movie from the 80s?
Blues Brothers, yeah. Oh, Blues Brothers is, I mean, that's one of the best to me. Which is ironic because it's so hard to find a lot of the Blues Brothers stuff besides the movie.
Yeah.
And the movie is just, I feel like it is itself its own thing.
Yeah, I guess it's the movie was from 1980, so I assume it's from the sketches from the 70s for who was
Dan Aykroyd, Jim Belushi, a lot of them, yeah.
Was John Goodman replaced the brother in the?
Yes, John Goodman is he replaces Belushi
in the second one, yeah. Mm-hmm. The Wayne's World movie, 92.
Believe it or not, I've never seen it.
Okay. I've seen, I think, literally half of the first one, just because Mike Myers is probably, just because Mike Myers is probably one of my favorite SNL people. But
see, Dana Carvey is one of my favorite, and I feel like he's someone who doesn't get enough good roles.
Yeah,
which was nice to see. By the way, spoiler alert. He's technically in this movie.
I was like, I know that song. I didn't recognize him. Like after I looked up, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's who that was.
He is, by the way, still able to do insane impressions.
He's popping up on SNL now, like as like the special 50-year anniversary.
I think he's playing Joe Biden now.
No, I don't think he regularly does, but I think he showed up for the 50th anniversry when they brought everybody who was available back.
But I mean, he was iconic for being the first Bush.
Yeah.
For a long time.
That's one sketch I remember from when they brought him during that scene. Yeah.
And then Church Lady too, with Dana Carvey.
Yeah, business. But I didn't even watch those sketches, but I still know those memes from just like cultural osmosis and like Gen Z people I follow on like YouTube and stuff.
Mike, it's weird.
Or Gen X people.
Mike Myers is like the alternate reality Adam Sandler
because he makes like consistently good movies.
Well, not even. I was gonna say more so like he hit a point that kind of like. This movie feels like The Love Guru. And those two films, in a way, are very similar. The difference is Adam Sandler is still making movies, and Mike Myers vanished.
He had a Netflix show that that did very well. And also, he popped up in... was it The Kingsman or? But
I mean, he's not making.
He plays more like serious movies or more like But I mean, but very rarely.
And even then, it's like it's not a Mike. I mean, his films were iconic. You know, like you can almost argue that like, well, not you could almost you can argue and should probably say like Austin Powers is a spoof movie. Like
that is direct spoof of James Bond. Yeah.
But again, it's
But it's a spoof, so it's actually about something. It's a take on something as opposed to I think most of Sandler's movies, which we'll get into in a bit, are like just a weird comedy premise.
They really
end of thought.
They really are, but they've devolved. They've devolved hard for a while, which we'll get into when we get to the movie and Sandler himself. But like Mike Myers stuff, like it was goofy and over the top, and somehow he still had a job after Cat in the Hat, right?
Yeah, Cat in the Hat is like ironically insane now, like it's cult following now because it's so absolutely ridiculous and like early aughts internet culture, just like watching that movie, taking clips and seeing like this movie is fucking insane. Just like made it more popular.
I bet you though that it's probably aged better than some of the cameos in this movie.
Oh yeah, hilariously bad.
There were multiple that I'm like.
Yeah, it's gonna be very fun to point those out in a bit.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, I like Mike Myers. I think I want to see his Netflix series. I heard good things about it. I know there's a very funny Shrek bit I saw. That
and that's the thing about like Love Guru. The movie is not good, but that's a movie that at least compared to this one, I get a plot, I get the characters, I get the flow a lot better, and I can tell you what is at stake. And like spoiler alert, this movie, Jack and Jill, is such a nonsense movie.
I guess honestly, what's it called? All of his other movies that did well were actually like spoofs or satires, but The Love Guru, just like most of Sandler's movies, was just a weird comedy premise, wasn't it? It was just like
it was a weird character. But see, that's the thing. I think it was a weird character that was part of a plot. Jack and Jill is Adam Sandler putting on a wig and doing the same funny, Jewish aunt voice that he always does, and I don't mean that in a way, mean way. It's
stereotypical.
That is the stereotypical.
Yeah, he's doing a very specific stereotype character.
Exactly, and we went to Beechwood, so we can say
this. Of course, yeah. While neither of us are Jewish, we did literally grow up with Jewish people from second grade for me, and
since fifth grade.
Yeah,
since fifth grade, but I went to
graduation. Yeah,
right.
We're a highly Jewish community.
I even technically have a Bobenstein. I was given the official Bobenstein title by someone who is Jewish. So,
we went to plenty bar and bat mitzvahs when we were 13.
Yes.
It's fine.
Which was always fun, too, because I know we never have to put on our own. So you're not worried about, because if I remember hearing that it's, and someone, if you're listening is Jewish, like, confirm or deny this, I'd always heard that if someone invites you to their bar bat mitzvah, you have to invite them to yours.
Oh, that's
like, it's
funny.
kind of like,
yeah.
So, because I think I remembered that because I think Bobby Weissner was always at them, and because I think that's where I heard about the rules, because like, well, he invited everybody to his, so in return you had to invite him,
of course,
and he didn't graduate with us, so
Yeah, and of course I told the story on our core episode. I was a Shabbat man. I was the person who came over and did all the electronic work for them during Sabbath, so our friend Jacob could watch the finale of Avatar, the Last Airbender. So he had to come over to my house. I had to let him in. I had to turn on the TV and everything like that because, Sabbath they can't do anything. So I was a Shabbat man, honorary member. So
so back in the day, I used to hang out with like Nathan Rezepka and Norm and them, and I spent lots of at least two Passover. I celebrated Passover with their family. So I've celebrated Passover with with that, and we grew up with the community. So basically, all this is to say is that we can talk about this because there's a very heavy Jewish subtext into the film.
And most of the stuff that he does try to incorporate that kind of like humor and stereotypes aimed at himself, but we'll get to stereotypes aimed at other people later as well. But just to say that anything we say that we are not members of the community or anything like that, but we are vaguely tertiarily aware and we're trying to be as sensitive as possible. But we do have like some familiarity with the culture and with what he's going about.
Exactly, and this is also looking at something from 2011, not current day of 2025. So that whole subject is not going to be addressed and touched by us. We are talking about specifically 2011 Adam Sandler's Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
Which, funny enough, I went to see where you can watch it.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a horror film that's got 3 movies in like the span of 4 years called Jack and Jill.
I'm not surprised.
So I went to Peacock because it said it was on Peacock for free. And no, that was the horror one.
What the hell is that? That's not the witch movie, is it?
No, that's Hansel and Gretel.
Okay.
Apparently it looks like these are just 2 people named Jack and Jill who stalk somebody.
Okay.
I don't know. It looks like it's like if you took Hansel and Gretel and took the concept of Jack. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. This movie has broken my brain, by the way.
That makes sense. The other movie before other SNL movies, 93, Coneheads. Did you see that one?
Never saw that.
Really? I like that movie. Those movies I really like. They're very, very funny.
Ironically, that showed up on Adam Sandler's thing.
He plays the boyfriend of I believe he plays the boyfriend of the daughter in the first movie.
Carmine Wiener. Also, apparently there's a movie he was in before that called Shakes the Clown. His role was Dink the Clown.
No idea what the hell that even is.
I don't know either. How the hell have we never heard of that one?
And then the next one, 98, one of my favorite, probably my favorite SNL skit of all time, Night at the Roxbury.
See, I've never seen that movie either.
Really? You don't want watching Comedy Central in the aughts when they just replayed all this SNL shit nonstop?
Nope.
It was very annoying.
Nope, my mother did not let me watch Comedy Central. I watched, and if I did go watch anything, it would have been South Park with my dad.
Yeah.
Of course.
But
no, we didn't tell my mom, so Mom, if you're my mom's on the podcast, I don't even make that joke. Worry. My dad's not on Facebook. My mom doesn't listen to my podcast.
Yeah, that's fine. Night at the Roxbury was honestly pretty funny. The sketch is pretty basic, just like these 2 asshole guys bobbing their heads to the song. But like,
was it 2 or 3?
It's 2 guys, and sometimes when Jim Carrey was on, he would join them in the set for like being like a 3rd guy with them going out partying and like being weird creeps to people. Okay. Yeah, so basically just like 2 assholes being creeps to people at clubs. But
that was the
that bitch from there. The movie was all right. I think it was pretty funny. Superstar.
Never saw that. I know that was there before Sandler and them, right? Because that was in...
that was 99, so that was after Sandler left SNL.
Okay, because I know that... What's her name who played that character? She does a lot of that stuff with, because Will Ferrell was
Molly Shannon.
Molly Shannon, yeah. Will Ferrell wasn't with Sandler in them, was he?
I think he's like literally at the end of Sandler's run is when Ferrell came in. Like Sandler was 90 to 95. I think Ferrell came in like 95 to 98. I think or something.
Okay, so it was like they were like
they
passing on the buck there.
They just missed each other probably. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's. 'Cause, I mean, it is interesting to see. Like you can almost. There's always those ones that have like the big breakout movies. So yeah, like Dan Aykroyd was the biggest. From there.
Yeah, Coneheads was his.
Technically, too, Chevy Chase is from SNL, even though
that was early '70s, but yeah,
he's also banned from it.
Yeah, I don't think he ever did any movies based on that.
Oh, I'm sure not. He didn't.
He was from '70s, so at that point.
I think that was before they started making those movies. But I mean, he's built a career based on a lot of that. You know, he got to start SNL.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Dan Aykroyd. You know, Sandler here, Ferrell's another.
Was Bill Murray on it, or is he just a comedy person?
I don't know. I feel like he might have been on it, but I'm not sure.
I feel like he could have been. He probably guessed it if he not starred on.
But even Tina Fey,
yeah,
I mean, she was big and well known. And then like even stuff, you know, nowadays like Seth Meyer was the Weekend Update guy for a long time with Tina. I think with Tina Fey too.
Yeah,
and he's got his own literal talk show now.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Though it's been fun to watch. Like occasionally I'll watch it, and it's Michael Che and what's his name, Scarlett Johansson's husband.
I think he's like one of the main writers on this show.
But he does Weekend Update, and he had they did a was it Triple Jeopardy? It was like a celebrity. It was celebrity, not Celebrity Jeopardy. Oh, what was it called? Pop Culture Jeopardy.
Okay, yeah.
And it was actually interesting because it was teams of 3, and it was all built around like internet, TV, movie, video game stuff like that. And I think they even had like some occasional meme stuff. And
it was an actual show, not just.
It was on Amazon.
Okay,
and it was like a game. It was like a game show version, not spin-off of Jeopardy.
Okay.
I think it's concluded now. Like they had like knockout round, and then they would go up to round and all that. And it was actually a lot of fun. Like you see like, oh, they made a Pop Culture Jeopardy, and then you watch it. He's a good host. He's very fun. All the teams, like you could see too, like there were people like. There were teams of 3, but there was very often there was one person who wanted to be on Jeopardy, and the other 2, were friends with them and said, "Okay, I'll go with you." And occasionally it was there was I swear there was more than once. There was like a couple, and then the ex of one of them.
That sounds insanely
but
terrible.
apparently they were friends.
Yeah,
still.
Still a bad idea in any situation.
But it was actually genuinely pretty fun.
That's
like,
funny.
And it's one of those you can tell where comedy, like someone with comedy, brings a different vibe to it because this isn't the same as regular Jeopardy.
Yeah,
but it's still Jeopardy and all that.
Last one I know was MacGruber. From 2000. That was way later in 2010.
Never saw that one.
That movie is fantastic.
I remember that when it came out because I was working at Blockbuster at the
time.
I
remember. That was like we were like in college. I remember I saw it in theaters. That movie is legit incredibly funny. It's really, really good.
I never saw it.
Get it, definitely check it out if you get a chance. It's fantastic. It's like legit incredibly funny.
The easiest way to get me to watch a movie.
What?
Choose it for the episode.
Yeah, right. No, I don't want you to choose bad weird. Well, we'll see. Bad weird choice is the only thing we can make fun with this podcast.
Hey, we've chosen some good movies before, have we not?
Yeah.
I mean, we started this all off with Freddy Got Fingered.
The perfect movie, though.
We start with a perfect movie, so.
So yeah, now more specifically to the man himself, Adam Sandler's movies. Did you see the first 2 that actually like matter for his actual production company later on? Billy Madison Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, I have seen dozens of times.
Okay.
believe I've seen Billy Madison, but it's maybe been once, twice at most, and I don't really remember it.
Okay, Billy Madison's the one where you had to go back to school, right?
Yeah.
Complete every year. Mm-hmm. And then
where he was like rich too, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he needed to like complete high school, complete school, but he like dropped out or never went in, and he had to like go through every single year and like. Mm-hmm. But he was like, yeah, it was a very weird commentary because like when he was a child or when he was pretending to be like a kid in the little kids classes, everyone liked him, but then as soon as he got older and in the middle school and high school, everyone was like really annoyed by his antics, and so he was like, it's like, oh, it's really weird and meta about how people feel about him.
Wow, yeah, it is.
But then the those 2 movies were just ended up being the name of his production company, which was
Happy Madison.
Happy Madison, yeah.
Yeah.
And that formed in 1999 or 98, I believe.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, but then he had all of his movies. Like I was gonna say, I don't think I saw Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore on my own terms. I think I saw them like in school. I think they played those like when we were in school, like probably 5th or 6th grade or something like that, just to keep us entertained. I remember
Happy Gilmore?
one of those two. I can't remember.
I feel like
Billy Madison maybe, but I think there might be a sex scene in that movie. But like always, there's like some random like nudity that they need to like cut out and stuff.
Yeah, maybe. But I always liked Happy Gilmore more.
Okay.
You know, again, and
I was pretty mid on both of them, honestly, myself.
See, I don't really remember Billy Madison, so that's going to color it a bit. But I always liked Happy Gilmore because it was over the top and goofy, but at the same point, like, I mean, it helps. Shooter McGavin was, I mean, I feel bad because I don't know the actor's name. I know him as Shooter.
The character, yeah, the actor was fantastic.
He was, and then like everyone in that film, like even the jackass guy, his old boss who shows up and everything,
yeah,
and even too like, I don't know, just it always hit me well.
Okay.
And especially I think too, if you look at his films, a lot of the early stuff, and I'm sure we'll get into, is like his character. He always plays a character like that. I mean, I
very
think
similar characters. Yes.
Not even very similar, but like they always have an over the top thing. And I felt like with Happy Gilmore, he had his over the top, but it wasn't as aggressive, and also it was something that he kept despite growing throughout the film.
Yeah,
like his over the top nature was something that he had to rein in, but not just delete. It was understand context of things and also grow into a person. Also, Ben Stiller as the orderly, like I think there's like a lot of extended stuff that got cut there.
Ben Stiller is fantastic in everything. He's still doing amazing work to this day with all of his shows and stuff like that. But yeah,
I mean, I feel like Ben Stiller is another guy. He needs to be in a lot more stuff, and I get why he's not.
He's mostly doing production. He's doing his Severance is his show. He has like a bunch of shows on like Apple Plus and stuff like that he's doing. Yeah, which are all like critically acclaimed, incredible masterpieces. He's still absolutely fantastic.
I'm pretty sure he was a big part of making Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Which is like from what I get like.
No, people say even now that movie is still like incredibly good, and still if you get the context of everything, it's still perfectly like, fine.
I feel like it is one of those films that like in a vacuum you can like we look at back and you see Robert Downey Jr. in blackface, but like, and this I've always said and argued, like the flaw with blackface is when it's taking a role for a black actor and whatever. So like that was a role for a white actor, specifically.
And the point of the whole point of the movie is like putting context in, like, yes, he's doing that as an actor method wise, and there is other black actors in the movie with him who are like acting like this is very bizarre and weird, and that's the point of the story. Just like people saying, we probably definitely had this conversation before in old episodes, the Blazing Saddles thing, like, oh, you can make Blazing Saddles, like, no, the movie literally in context, it's 100% perfectly fine. It still completely makes sense, and that's the point of it, is that it's probably that like people would think it was problematic or like difficult, but that's like the point of the story. The narrative is actually about that. Speaking of which, earlier today I just got back from the movies, and they were like, it's Silver Spot. They do like old like flashback movies, flashback cinemas.
I at one point I went there because they were showing Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2, and I was gonna go with Leanne, and I think she got sick that day, so I went by myself to go see Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2
again
in the theater again, and it was just as incredible as the first time I saw it. Which that's a movie we're gonna have to do on the podcast.
That
eventually.
Movie is so ridiculous.
I think we need to save that though for when we get like a string of like painfuls.
Yeah, of course.
To be fair, we're getting to range here though.
Well, yeah. Well,
depending on what you got after this, I mean, looking back at it and thinking like, we had our last 2 episodes were really, really long.
Oh, yeah.
Monster Hunter was painful.
I mean, honestly, this one, I don't want to jinx it or, like, call the, point to the stands or whatever. I'm certain this is going to be short. Because, like, the amount of notes I have is, like, less than, a single episode of the new show we're covering on Action Toon Bros. Like, I scrolled through my notes, I was like, yeah, that's how much I have. And then, like, one episode of the other show, I'm like, scroll, and that's, like, 20 minutes long. And it's like, okay,
It did feel like there's a lot less notes, because I feel like...
Because it's mostly just shitty jokes.
I feel like, we've our discussion about Adam Adam Sandler and his career and how things have gone from early to current days kind of covers this entire movie without even talking about it.
Yeah. I even forgot the whole point of the flashback cinema. I just got back from seeing Labyrinth, the David Bowie, Jim Henson movie. Very fun. I've never seen it before in my life. I wanted to see it because it was weird, all practical puppet movie. I was curious about it. And it was so set up. But also next week I think they're having Blazing Saddles. I'm going to try to make it too because that's a fucking great movie.
Next week I got a lot going on, so I can't make it, sadly.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I definitely would love you to come, but there's other movies too. I'm probably gonna go see 2 different modern movies tomorrow. What was it? Clown in a Cornfield is a movie coming out. It's by it looks like shit, but also it's by the people who did Tucker and Dale versus Evil, so it's probably incredibly fucking funny.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was what's the other one? Oh, Final Destination, the new one came out. Bloodline or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I hear it's good, so look forward to that.
So, I know we were actually thinking about... we might try to watch some of them up, because I know I do want to see that. I definitely want to see that one. But we should probably get through this Adam Sandler stuff, huh?
Yeah. I'm getting a long message right now. But anyway, now after 99 or 98, Happy Madison Productions is created.
Well, before that officially, then there's 2 movies I think that we need to mention at least here and have a small discussion about, because I think that they are some of his best films.
I think they're going to be the first 2 for Happy Madison Productions, possibly.
Well, these came out in 98.
Yeah.
Wedding Singer and Waterboy.
Okay, Waterboy, yes, but I don't know Wedding Singer. I don't believe so.
I could see where that one may not have.
Yeah. Because Wedding Singer is like a normal movie, I think.
See, but even
not a Happy Madison production, which is a lot of his crew and people he knows.
It is actually though, because Drew Barrymore was in a lot of his stuff. You still have John Lovitz, who is an SNL. He's from SNL too, isn't he? John Lovitz.
Yeah, definitely, and he's fucking incredible.
There's a lot of them there, and then you even had a lot of the same kind of characters here and there. Yeah, because you had Alex Covert. He was his friend. He was the friend, and there's just a lot of them in that one. And I think The Wedding Singer and Waterboy are both these perfect films because they, again, just like Happy Matt Gilmore, they have an over the top character who has to grow. And whether they have their flaws or not, they need to both influence the people around them and be influenced by.
Yeah. I would say Waterboy is the first one of his movies that I actually rewatched a ton. Just because the character was, funny enough. But Henry Winkler as the coach, his mom, played by, fantastic actress who's still in a billion things today. Kathy Bates is incredible in that movie. His girlfriend, who was, she was from... The Craft and what was that weird ass movie? Islanders, like Dr. Moreau.
What's her name? Fairuza Balk.
Fairuza Balk. Yeah, I loved everyone in that movie, including his character. But and just the premise of the weird football stuff was very fun.
And that's what I like too. Silly, yeah, and that was a film too. It was. I mean, you could look and there's definitely problems if you look at it from a 2025 context. Course, 27 years is not going to have things age well, and there's definitely a lot about the character. But I think even though they did make fun of him, it didn't come as... And that's ironically, too, again, something that just changed. The film made fun of him, but it didn't do so from, the perfect sense. Because, the bullies on the football team were terrible.
Yeah, that was
They're, making fun of this guy, and, whatever. But then they also weren't any good. I mean, literally, they were all just terrible. So it's terrible people making fun of somebody who was different from them.
Yeah.
And then even too, they came to a big growth with it and all that. It was, I really like those two films.
I enjoyed. I have not revisited it probably in 20 years, but it was from what I remember. I liked it.
There's also, I think too, something about those films that maybe the problem was that they were. There's a lot of moments where those, whether again unintentional or not, they are from some memeable, funny ass lines.
Oh yeah.
John Lovitz when he's breaking down is behind the curtain. That is one of my favorite things. He's losing his mind. and I'm reaping all the benefits. Creepy smile, and then just like slowly shifts off screen with like as if he was like barely moving.
Yep,
that shit.
I still think of the medulla oblongata of like you're not stupid, you're stupid, Colonel Sanders, or is it to the teacher?
Oh, then another good one too.
Yeah.
Gatorade.
Water.
Gatorade. Water sucks. It really sucks.
Water sucks. Yeah.
Even Rob Schneider has the "You can do it."
That guy, might be the first time the character popped up, possibly.
I'm sure.
Actually, no, he probably popped up in Happy Gilmore, I would have guessed, because it's golf, so maybe.
I don't even. But he wasn't in Happy Gilmore, was he?
I have no clue.
But Rob Schneider, I mean, he plays that character in all his.
Oh yeah,
films.
he's like the Happy Madison Staple is probably plays that rando.
Though he has been in a lot less, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he's also a piece of shit. So.
He is, and I was actually happy at one point they like made fun of him.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, what are you, Rob Schneider?" I was like, "You are like Rob Schneider."
But
Though, of course, Adam Sandler's character has to go, "Oh, I like Rob Schneider." It's like, okay, you put that in there because you wanted to try to keep your friend, close.
On the good side.
Which is funny because, like, in the film Grown Ups, Rob Schneider's character is like the worst of them. Like that. I mean, that movie is its own other potential episode conversation.
God, no.
But what I hate about that film is that Rob Schneider fucks it up so bad. Because like every other character in that has like, again, they're grounded in sense, but they all have good and bad traits. Yeah. And he's this, again, over the top person. So it's just like, it's like if you had village people, but only one of them was in an actual costume and the rest of them were all in their like street clothes. Yeah. It's like, that's what it was like watching that movie.
Oh, gross. Terrible. The next movie was Big Daddy, which is another Happy Madison production. That movie I also watched a ton of. I remember when that VHS out, watching it so many times. Early role for Colin Dylan Sprouse, who I think I spoke about earlier.
We might have. So I'm looking at this list here of Adam Sandler films, and I can actually tell you that the ones that I have seen are minor at best. I don't know if I've seen them or not, in all honesty.
So like Deuce Bigalow, 99.
I never.
Really?
If I saw Big Daddy, I might have been pieces of it. I just knew the basic. Never watched Deuce Bigelow.
Deuce Bigelow's fantastic. Little Nicky.
Never saw it.
Really?
Yep.
I saw the movie 1,000 times. This is the only era of Rob Schneider. This is the only era of Adam Sandler I purposefully watched. Like, I don't know if this is when my parents had that big ass van and we had like a TV in the van and we would just watch the VHS not and fucking stop.
But yeah, like a lot of these, like
all these are the ones I didn't see. Like I said, the two earlier, I never saw Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore when I was growing up. But then Waterboy, Big Daddy, Deuce Bigalow, and Little Nicky, I watched 1,000 times.
I said I never saw those three, and then also too because this also was about where he started making a lot. His company is making a lot of films without him even in it.
Yeah,
like
and those
Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt's great.
Never saw it.
Oh my god, dude! Like, why are you watching that good Sandler movies, but you watch all the terrible ones?
Wow. See, there's others. So I think I might have watched The Animal, maybe once.
The Animal's crappy.
The Hot Chick, they don't.
Another
like that
Schneider.
one.
Yeah, those two are Schneider movies, and they're not great.
The Animal was maybe okay, but The Hot Chick was like weird.
Yeah.
Like, because I just is not a fan of it. Of course, 8 Crazy Nights was 2002.
Yeah, that's another one I was going to bring up. That was a fantastic film.
I did like that one.
Also, it was the most watched movie on Netflix for years.
I believe it, and
that was it's like a Jewish an animated 2D animated Jewish comedy. Was like the number one movie on Netflix internationally, like across like all the whole planet, like huge like popular movie.
Yeah,
which is incredibly surprising, but it was just like and that movie's really really good.
It definitely has its problems here and there.
Probably, yeah, 100%.
But like also too, I didn't realize this until over a while ago that Master of Disguise was his company.
Yeah,
I won't lie, I do like that movie.
I do not.
So I like it because
it's the Data being that weird scientist with the farting.
Oh, it's
God.
Oh yeah, Data. See, I like that movie because it's so terrible.
Pistachio disguisey.
See, so like here's the thing I found about myself is that I enjoy films when even if they're over the top, they take themselves seriously. Yeah. And that film takes itself seriously for as absurd as it is. That's what made Austin Powers so enjoyable. Yeah. That is a goofy movie that takes itself seriously. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why I like Master of Disguise. Even I agree, it's a bad movie. It's not a good movie, but it's over the top. And also, too, it does have a Pacino impersonation.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, which is always welcome. This point, after I think, after A Crazy Nights of 20, I like completely 100% stopped any Adam Sandler movies like for that next for the next 10 years or 20 years. I honestly
see. Look at the list. Around the time I started watching a bit more was 2004's 50 First Dates.
Absolutely not.
Really?
Nope.
See, that was Drew Barrymore.
I know the premise, and I was like, that sounds terrible. And then I was just like, out of my own curiosity, I looked up the ending. I was like, that's terrible. So I didn't.
I have seen that movie turn into like a horror thing.
It is a horror movie. It's a terrible premise. Like it's inherently upsetting.
So I mean, it's definitely, but at the very least, like again, it's a movie that you can tell there's a nice spirit behind it, and you can also argue that like, so I guess here's spoilers warning for 2004's 50 First Dates. Mm-hmm. So like, how easy could they have made it? Like, oh, her memory just happens to come back and gets magically fixed.
No,
So like the fact that it doesn't, yes, there's a darkness to that, but at the very least, it also is like there's at least not just a magical fix to this situation, and I feel like that's commendable.
I guess.
Also, the Longest Yard remake, I don't hate
Absolutely
that one either.
Not. Did not see that either.
I might have seen. I think at one point I did watch the very original Longest Yard, and it was just okay. And Mario too. It's like I think that this was another good one. This was actually I think one of the better ones because again, Adams they had to build off of so much proudness.
Of course.
And I feel like too like there was so many good characters that it just helped.
Yeah. Not a fan.
I never saw the second Deuce Bigelow because that's another.
It's not as good.
I did see the Benchwarmers at some point.
Never saw it. Absolutely not.
But Grandma's Boy, you saw that one, right?
Against my will on Comedy Central, like most other things.
You like that one though, right? Please tell me.
The one dude, the dude who's later like a main character on Bones, the main villain of that movie, the guy that does like the robot noises whenever he moves.
Yes.
That actor I love because he was on Bones and he was fantastic. But then when I finally saw that character, I was like, that's hilarious. So, and he had a video game premise and all that. That's fun. But like,
what's his name? Joel Moore.
Yeah.
Who's another actor how is he not in more things? Because he was also in Dodgeball.
He was also in that really, really shitty movie where like he was dating Paris Hilton or something like that. It's a really bad movie. They covered on How Did This Get Made a while ago.
I might have heard.
It was really terrible.
I think I remember that. But see, I liked Grandma's Boy because like it was a stoner comedy. It had young Jonah Hill randomly, by the way. And like you had the mom from Everyone Loves Raymond. And it was just it was like a goofy movie that for being such a weird like thing, it was a fun film. And also too, again, Joel Moore as JP was incredible.
Yeah, he was great.
And also too, I remember looking up, and I forget the company now, but that game that Alex made in it was an actual game that was being produced. That got canceled, and they got the footage approval to use the pre-launch footage in that film.
Yeah.
And it was a company, too, that I remember it being like, oh my gosh, I can't believe there was that.
I'm sure they're dissolved by now.
Well, to be fair.
But yeah, this whole era, I'm completely like blanked on. No thanks. What else was on there?
Well, then you got Click in 2006.
That I did see. I think I saw it like, what year, 2006?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw that in high school.
See, this is where we get to, I think, a lot of the films that you and I started.
I think he's trying to be more serious at this point because Click is pretty fucking depressing.
That is a dark one. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Absolutely not.
Didn't realize he did Strange Wilderness and House Bunny. Nope
and nope.
You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Absolutely not.
Bedtime Stories. I remember that one coming out.
Actually, you know what? Coincidentally, I was listening to a movie podcast. They were talking about how people who have like shitty opinions or people who like shit on you for not liking something. And they're talking about like, I was talking to this guy about the movie way back when Don't Mess with the Zohan came out, and he said, I was like, oh yeah, I saw that movie, and the shitty guy he was talking to, it's like, so did you get it? It was just like an inherently confrontational fucking opinion to have, and immediately the person was like, okay, fuck this dude. I don't want to have anything to do with this character. That's a shitty attitude to have, but like. That's another thing. I saw tons of commercials for it, and I was like, that looks fucking terrible. And I never saw it.
I saw the cover all the time.
Yeah, clips on Comedy Central. but never sought it out ever.
So this is where this is where things start getting weird here. By the way, 2009.
Those Ohan wasn't weird.
So he was only in one film, 2009. Believe it or not.
At this point, we graduated high school.
Yep. He was only in The Funny People, which, if I recall, that's
a drama about people who make a bunch of shitty comedy movies. So, where he plays a comedian who makes a bunch of bad movies.
Yeah, it's one of those like dark.
And this is the one that everyone points to. Have you seen it?
I have not.
Okay. This is the Funny People is the example everyone points to for whenever they reference Adam Sandler movies that are shitty at this point forward. They say this is like a sketch from Funny People because the whole movie is like a bunch of trailers for like shitty fake movies his comedian character makes in that movie. But like ones where he plays like a baby or one like where like he plays like a weird character. And it's just everyone points like this shitty new Adam Sandler movie is like something from Funny People. That's like a fairly serious. I think it's the guy we talked about before, who does all those like This Is 40 and stuff, like 40 for the old version and stuff like that. The director who like did all those comedies during that time period.
Judd Apatow.
Judd Apatow. I think it's a Judd Apatow movie, or maybe in that tone. But like, yeah, Funny People's like a fairly serious.
I think he might have been part of that.
Like,
yeah, it was Apatow because
it's like a fairly serious movie
Seth
about
Rogen.
comedy. Yeah, but it's for the most part like making fun of what he did do and what he's about to continue to do. But I never saw the movie myself.
Another film that came out in 2009, a little thing called Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Barf.
Though Kevin from The League is in it.
I'm not surprised.
So that was a film that is not good. It's one of those films that it's dumb. I hate it. But at the same point, there's a weird, annoyingly, I can't turn away charm to it. I won't lie.
I think at this point when he starts putting up, what's the dude's name?
Kevin James.
Kevin James. At this point, I think he like probably takes a step back and puts a bunch of Kevin James in a bunch of shit.
I think that
was he his partner in I pronounced Chuck and Larry?
Yeah, he played.
Yeah, he's like letting him take the lead and like stepping back from the camera a bit. I think at this point.
So then this is where 2010 Grown Ups.
Barf.
2011 you got Just Go With It.
I don't even know what the hell that is. What is it? Leanne's reacting, so we have to get a live Leanne reaction. What is Just Go With It?
You don't know Just Go With It?
What's pull up the picture because I have no clue what the hell that is.
It's got Jennifer Aniston.
They had to pretend to be on. Yeah, they book a same vacation. Yeah,
that's the best one.
I've seen the trailer for it, but I've never seen the movie.
Zookeeper. That was the
Zookeeper.
Yeah, I guess.
I never
Donald
saw
the Capuchin Monkey. That's what he
of
played
course.
in that.
No, I never saw any of the
then just before this Jack and Jill film was Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star.
Oh, absolutely not.
You never saw that one?
No, but of course he put Nick Swanson in this movie after that, I'm sure.
So he was in. Nick was in Grown Ups. He was the friend, or not? Grandma's boy.
Well, I would even, was he? Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he was the.
He was a minor character in that, wasn't he?
He was like the second. He was like He was the main character's like best friend.
Okay.
Like he was like the number two kind of guy, which Nick Swartz in most of these films is the number two guy that is always a little bit like awkward and gets like shit on.
Yeah, I remember Nick Swanson Pretend Time. His sketch show I think was all right. His like Comedy Central show that he had where he did a bunch of sketches. I remember that being all right, but like every movie he's in, I just in my head I know it was bad. So I don't know.
And then 2011 ended with this film, Jack and Jill.
Oh boy, we'll get to that someday.
I won't lie. I was gonna initially say like, oh, I think that this is where things start going downhill.
Really?
But no. But 2012, okay. There's 3 films that Sandler did, and I actually will say I think that they were all pretty good. The company. Boy. That's My Boy.
Really?
Okay.
You're a maniac. I thought, honestly, I would have probably rather done that ridiculously terrible movie than this one. But
see, Jack and Jill is like a terrible movie that is painful. That's My Boy is a terrible film that, again, I like the over-to-the-topness of it.
I think, I remember talking to you about that movie way back then when it came out. But, well, I don't know. I saw something else in theaters around the same time. I wish it was easy to check. But, like, when my movie was over, I went and saw, like, the last 5 minutes of that movie, and I was so like, what the fuck is this fucking movie? It was the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. And
it was insane.
Like, I am out of here.
It was insane.
I was seeing something else popular, and I walked into that movie afterwards. I saw the end of that movie, which I know is like absolutely insane. So,
that is but like, it's over the top. It's stupid, and again, it's got that. There's some things that definitely didn't age well and are problematic, but I think it helps that what's his name?
Lonely Island.
Lonely Island.
You got the thing. You can probably click on the damn video, the link to the episode.
I'm sure if I look, that's my boy. Andy Samberg.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I can't know the second. Yeah,
Eddie
he's fantastic.
Yeah, and I think
I trust him in anything. He's a great actor.
And also too, like, to me, I appreciate when you get someone to make a joke that they couldn't.
Yeah.
For about, like, they have Rex Ryan in that film make a joke like, it's always messing with my Tom Brady poster. I just love him so much. Like Rex, for anyone doesn't know, Rex Ryan was the coach of the Jets who played the Patriots all the time in the same division. Mm-hmm. So they were like that was someone who you don't want to, they played each other. And Tom Brady is, as much as I hate him, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Yeah. I mean, he literally has more Super Bowls than any single team. Yeah.
I was going to say, we didn't really talk about it, I guess, because this is when he's popping up, but Andy Samberg was like SNL's second coming of Sandler. And, like, his comedy movie career, I think, is significantly better than Sandler's.
Oh, yes. And
Not in quantity, but in quality. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. But also in 2012, here, before I go to the really good one, Here Comes the Boom. That was with the Kevin James
Another
one.
Kevin James one?
But that was, and it had Henry Winkler, I believe, in it, too.
Oh.
I think that was him or someone. But it was, basically, that was like, he was like a school teacher, and they were going to cut the arts program or like the music program and the teacher. So he goes to like he has like a friend who's like does like fighting or like UFC. Yeah. So he
because that's the UFC movie I think I've saw.
But I think I liked it because it was again it's the same kind of thing, but it was like a good-hearted thing, and he of course, and he's like, I can just all I have to do is fight, and whether I win or not I can get paid, kind of thing. Yeah. But the other 2012 film was Hotel Transylvania.
Now that's Genndy Tartakovsky, who we shouted out a ton on our primal episodes of Action Toon Bros. Those movies, I've never seen a single one. I've always hear exclusively great things. I've seen a bunch of meme fan cam videos of it, and it looks good. One of these days I want to check it out. I'll probably watch it on my own time someday, but...
at least the first one was pretty dang good.
Yeah, but also Genndy Tartakovsky is an amazing animator, an amazing storyteller and stuff like that, so I trust him.
And I think it's... Ironically, too, like it's the same cast of all of them.
Yeah,
like David Spade, Kevin James.
Yeah, it's all his crew.
Had CeeLo Green in the first one.
Yeah.
So once again, I guess
it's all his crew.
Not having the best age celebrities, but like after 2012 is where it starts definitely going down. Grown Ups 2, Blended, and then
oh boy,
I mean, there's a whole bunch. And until we go down the list. I mean, really, there's one.
And then eventually hit the Netflix era, which is, honestly, if you didn't pick this movie, I probably would have picked, what the hell is it, Ridiculous 6?
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking, I've never seen that movie, but I heard terrible things about it, and I was going to probably pick that one eventually if we didn't get to this now.
I feel like I haven't seen it, but it's one of those ones
I hear terrible things, but I've watched it. I've seen clips, and I'm like, oh, that does look absolutely horrendous.
So there's another movie out of all of these here, though, because we're definitely into like a lot of the...
Yeah, like I said, when it hits the Netflix era, it's going to be pouring out tons and tons of weird crap every day.
There's a lot of sequels.
Yeah.
But there is one that is another weird one, Pixels. Which is one I'd have considered to do for this film.
I probably would have rather done that too than this, because we probably would have had more to talk about.
I mean, we definitely probably would have, but I think that this was
Josh
a good...
Gad fucking Qbert.
Oh, God. I mean, that, I feel like that movie is... It's a bad film, but again, it's better overall, and I think it, unlike a lot of his films, it has at least... So, like, something I've noticed about a lot of Adam Sandler films, especially as he keeps going on, his character is always the best, perfect, most amazing at in whatever field he's in charge of, and also super rich and successful.
Yeah.
Pixels, he's not rich and successful. He's just really good at something.
Yeah.
But at the very least, there's a conflict of the trauma he has to overcome.
Yeah.
And yes, his best friend is the president of the United States. But at the very least, he's not the president. Because, a lot of these other films, he is the president and also the best video game player in the world. And also the most amazing guy who can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So it's like, at the very least, that one didn't have that. But and I apologize if my wife can hear me because I'm about to say something about Just Go With It. Negative. So, he's a plastic surgeon in that. Mm-hmm. And he's the best ever, the best plastic surgeon in all of LA, whatever, and has just all the money he needs to bring some bunch of people for an extended vacation to a massive luxury resort in Hawaii. I think in Blended 2 is another one of those. He's like a perfect character. Like, even in Jack and Jill, he is the best ever ad commercial making guy who can get almost, he knows exactly who's going to do what commercials, and everything he makes is perfect and has all the money to do whatever he wants to afford what has to have been like a multi-million-dollar cruise and all this stuff. Like, every character he makes is starting to become like that.
Well, because he's incredibly rich, and so he doesn't want to like try to pretend to be, a regular guy when he's not anymore. That's better than a lot of other artists and like people who self-insert their characters and stuff like that, who just like continue to try to be normal, but they're like completely unrelatable now.
But it's even more so because he's also like the same guy in every single one, because he's always the.
I would argue he was the same guy way back the heck when Little Nicky and what the hell is it? Waterboy, and like that era of like the silly voice, possibly.
But see, I feel like those characters that had like, yes, like in Waterboy, Bobby Shea was this like great guy, football player, but also it wasn't, and he could effortlessly do it thing. It was, he had, it had to be coached into him, and he still had his struggles and his flaws and his things he had overcome. Like Happy Gilmore had that same. Wedding Singer was obviously more grounded, and yes, he was like the best singer in the whatever, but also too he had overcome these things, and like there was a grounded reality to them where they didn't just do whatever they wanted without any problems, and like a lot of Sandler's films have taken that away. So like you can have a rich character who's relatable. Like I don't think, like, isn't Billy Madison, again, he's rich in Billy Madison, but he's still a flawed character.
Yeah, because he loves playing a weird goofball with his. Like,
and see, he's gotten away with that too. He's gotten away from that to such an extent, because like in a lot of these films, he is just the cool guy who everyone thinks is so funny, and he shoots down everybody, and he's always got a zinger ready for somebody, and always gonna make you flustered. And it just gets painful.
Yeah, well, that's Sandler, but that's Sandler's career. Now, before we get into that, as obviously listeners can guess at this point, and I don't see we don't watch like normal good movies ever, right?
I do watch plenty of good movies.
So, have you seen Justice for All, the Al Pacino picture?
Nope.
Have you seen Dog Day Afternoon, the famous Spike movie?
I don't think so.
Okay, have you seen The Godfather?
Yes, I have seen The Godfather.
Part 3.
No.
Have you seen Scarface?
I actually have not.
Have you seen Son of a Woman?
Nope.
Okay, these are all the ones that I referenced in the big scene. Well, let's get back to, finally, we can get a little more specific on this movie, Jack and Jill. 3% on Rotten Tomatoes. Is it deserved?
No, that's 3% too much.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is a 0% film. I don't get how it is.
No one can possibly like this. This movie actually does have a record. I don't know if we brought it up before, but this was the first movie ever to win every single category in the 30-second Golden Raspberry Awards. It won all 10 categories.
That is justified.
Yeah.
That is definitely something that it deserved.
Yeah.
It absolutely did, because this is not. I wanted this movie to be terribly enjoyable, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's so not.
Let's see. Worst prequel, remake, ripoff, sequel, because they based it's like weirdly tied to the movie Glenn or Glenda.
Yep. Which I sadly did not get a chance to watch, because
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I've heard that one is one of those weirdest ones.
It's old, so it's probably,
Well, it's also Ed Wood. So.
Yeah, Ed Wood, so it's going to be hilarious. Worst ensemble, obviously, because of all the weird people he has with his crew.
Oh my gosh! I mean,
they need to say like him and like Sandler and his SNL cronies. Worst screen couple: Adam Sandler and Pacino, or Adam Sandler and Katie Holmes, or Adam Sandler and Adam Sandler.
Okay, Katie Holmes, that was his wife, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
That
right in the middle of her harrowing capture by Tom Cruise and the Scientology crypts.
See, her character in this film was one.
Her character is what was made fun of in The Perfect Film. Our boy Freddie Got Fingered, like the random personalityless love interest character for the comedy lead man.
But like, okay,
she was rough.
I don't see.
She was like just a wet blanket. Like it was really.
But I mean, the problem is like at the very least, I felt like she was trying to put heart into the film in some sense.
I don't know.
And basically, I don't understand how she and Adam and Jack ended up together ever.
Yeah.
I don't feel like she would have stayed.
I mean, how anybody feels about anybody in this movie is not consistent. It's very confusing.
It's not even just not consistent. It's just like so counterproductive and intuitive.
Yeah. Worst screenplay.
Sandler,
Ben Zook, and Stephen Corrin were the writers of the screenplay. Boo on you.
Yeah.
Worst director. What's his name? David Dugan or something? Dugan? I know his last name's Dugan.
I don't know. I'm gonna. Well, you keep going through.
He's just a Happy Madison Productions regular who does all that crap.
Oh, okay.
Worst supporting actress. Katie Holmes and David Spade in drag.
Oh God. I can tell you the reason why they put David Spade in drag is because they wanted to have that fight scene and they wanted to actually put some but what's weird is like that was a CG face.
No, I think that was.
There was moments where that was a CG face because those were not fake. Those were not.
It's a prosthetic that drag performers wear.
But there was times where
that's why he had the neckband on because you can't see the scene. That's why he was wearing like a scarf.
Then it must have been really because there was some moment. I swear to God, it looked.
I'm sure they went to real drag performers to get it. But it was Holmes and David Spade were both nominated, but Spade won, of course.
Justifiable.
Worst supporting actor: Nick Swanson, Al Pacino. I think Al Pacino ended up winning, even though I'll argue he's probably the absolute best part of this whole movie.
Yeah.
Worst actor and worst actress. Sandler got both of those awards.
I mean,
of course.
1,000% justified.
And of course, worst picture. Sandler, Jack Garupta, all the writers and directors of the movie.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So Sandler won worst director or worst
everything.
Picture. Yeah, all 10 categories. Congratulations on this.
And it's
historical event.
It is deserved because again, there's so like little in this film that's enjoyable in any sense.
No, yeah, it's shitty.
And it's not even like you can have fun dunking on it. DUNKACCINO on it.
Don't mind if I do.
That is one of the only things about this film that is enjoyable.
No, I'll get into it whenever any of these things pop up, but like, not to sound like, a douchey film bro or anything, but like literally every time Pacino was on screen, it was actually interesting, or any character, anytime he was like talking to himself, not reacting to Jill, it was some of the best fucking funniest shit in the movie to me. But
also too, like, for this character, I don't know what there was like a weird, he played 3 different types of people.
Yeah.
He went from the stalker to giving like the massive lesson unironic intentionally to suddenly he's all cool and everything and did this commercial out of nowhere and he's like super supportive out of nowhere. I don't get it.
That's just the writing for the bit like this silly ass movie does. And then last little silly thing, did you watch Survivor South Pacific in 2011?
South Pacific, not that I can recall.
What? Okay, because the winner for the Upulu tribe was a screening of this movie, which was actually a punishment.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's oof magoof.
Oof magoof.
But yeah, that is all the preamble, just shy of an hour of preamble stuff for this ridiculous ass movie. I mean,
the plot of this movie is going to be thin because there is no plot.
Yeah, just bad joke after bad joke and shitty overt ad after shitty overt ad. Like, yeah, I mean, we can get now. That's where my preamble stuff stops, and this is where my notes actually begin. I didn't want to pause the movie, so I was like writing real quick, real short stuff.
There were 2 times where I had to pause it because I wanted to write down my thoughts and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing anything. So I literally paused the movie to write, and I'm gonna just like to show you here. So here's the first one, half the page, right? And then the second one here. Where'd it go? Oh yeah,
nice.
Literally almost an entire page. Because I always put like a gap between them, and yeah, I had to stop to write those long things because I was so annoyed and like I got annoyed at Monster Hunter, but at the very least. Again, I think that film was terrible, and I'm so upset. But there were things that I genuinely still feel are worth defending in that film.
Yeah.
And I can point to there's so many bad things, but I can see a vision here.
There's something there.
I can see this, I can see that, and it's one of those films that I'm like, it needed a little something. It basically, it is like cooking spaghetti without salt, without sauce, without meatballs, without anything. It's just plain spaghetti. It's decent enough. There's good
I
things
won't say that about
about
Monster
it.
Hunter ever. No.
There's good things about it, but it's plain as bland, and at the end of the day, it leaves you with just a nothing taste in your mouth kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or honestly, sometimes a little bit of a bad
Yeah, but I was saying
taste in your
bad
mouth.
taste.
It's a bit of a bad taste in your mouth because it didn't get any actual proper flavor.
Yeah.
But like this is like eating uncooked spaghetti covered in diarrhea.
Yeah, yeah, cold diarrhea.
But you don't get to eat it for a meal. It's thrown at your face.
Yeah,
Or it's like shoved in your face randomly.
Yeah, someone said,
And
like, "Oh,
she-
you want some spaghetti?" And you're like, "I don't really want spaghetti, but sure." And then they just like throw a plate of cold diarrhea-covered spaghetti in your face. Is this movie?
And then occasionally, like, just walk up behind you while they force you to sit there and just like slam your face down into it.
Yeah, just remind
help
you
you
of your
clean
shitty
it off
situation.
here and there. They come in with a nice smell of something, and then they slam your face down into the diarrhea spaghetti again.
Yeah, it sucks.
And that's the movie.
Yeah, it sucks. The end.
And I put him. First thing I put about the movie was that to rewatch it last night, I had to pay $3.59 for it.
It's
So I had to literally pay
it's
to
on-
do this to myself.
Yeah, I had to pay to watch this crap on Amazon. Thanks, Ed.
yeah, literally paid to get hurt myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time with this podcast, honestly.
That is true.
But yeah, it starts with some weird twin confessionals.
Which
Just
was-
trying to get you no, this movie's about something and it's serious. It's a bunch of weird non-actor twins giving confessionals to this TV.
Which I guarantee you, these were. I'm curious. Like, first off, what was the casting call like for that?
I mean, just are you a twin? And then they showed up and they like.
But did they write their own lines, or did they genuinely, you think, interview them?
No, I think they were fed lines definitely because like some of them are trying to be funny and I'm sure they got like tons and tons of boring footage and like took the 2 seconds of interesting things from each of them.
Which is saying a lot because some of these were kind of.
Yeah, they're all pretty cringy and weird. Obviously, non-actors. Why don't you just get Cole and Dylan Sprouse and like or like Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen or like famous.
They
twins.
got enough other big celebrities in this,
They could have gotten some actual famous twins. That would have been better.
right? Like, there's one person who's like an actor who's a twin who isn't that well known.
Sean and I think Sean Ashmore, who played Iceman.
That's right. Yeah.
He's a twin. His twin's also an actor. Another
And
pair of
then there
actors.
was someone else too. Also, was Laverne Cox acting at this point?
I don't think that she was. No,
I did not know, by the way, that Laverne Cox was a twin.
I didn't know she was either.
So
another.
yeah, because her brother was on. I guess spoilers for the first season of I forgot the name of the show.
Orange is the New Black.
No, so what he actually was. So apparently,
I think
Laverne-
I assume that the brother played before transition.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I figured,
But there was a show hosted by one of the Jonas Brothers, and it was like famous connect. It was like people whose like relatives are famous people, and Laverne Cox's brother was on it. And the whole point is you had to figure out who these non-famous people, how they were related. So it was like famous, actors, athletes, musicians, everything like that.
Yeah.
So Laverne Cox's brother was on it, and he went by X.
Next.
And he was, and like until you saw it, you could not figure it out. And then you saw it, like, oh my gosh, how did I not see this sooner?
Yeah,
like
I was gonna say another twin. The actress who plays Dreamer on CW's Supergirls TV show. She's also trans. Her twin brother is plays I think some characters on the show as well. But you had no idea that they were twins. I don't think he's an actor, the brother. But yeah, it's just interesting when you see that because also that's another point because identical twins can't be two different or genders assigned at birth anyway. So that's why Jack and Jill. That's why there's a weird thing about Jack and Jill at one point in the movie. Like, wait a second, how they're gonna adjust how this technically shouldn't be possible, or is there something going on with Jill that they're not talking about, which would be a different situation with this movie, but it's not that case.
See, they definitely think they didn't think about that.
They put a line in there. There's a thing that's like, wait. Oh yeah, well, I'll get to it when I get to it.
Okay.
But yeah, the twins make jokes about he's like spare parts for me, and then another one with secret language, and they start screeching at each other stupidly, and it's awkward. And also,
those two were funny because he's like, oh. It's like, I guess we thought we were whales when we were kids.
Yeah.
Like, that's a funny line.
I bet that's probably something fed to them though by a writer. I'm sure.
See, I don't know.
Not the fake language, but the like, oh, you guys thought you were whales. I'm sure that was probably a writer.
I won't lie. That line was actually so funny.
Yeah.
With this movie, I think that was an improv line from that guy.
Yeah.
Because those two, I remember being most kind of like they felt the most natural.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure that both of them is comedic. Maybe that makes sense. Yeah,
they were fed lines. They fucking sold.
Hell yeah. But I also pointed out at that one point, like, why do they all have New York accents? And I realized it's probably because they probably just put a casting call out in New York. And, like, it's a big deal that fucking Jill's annoying ass is very New York and Brooklyn focused.
Which apparently is not...
Is Sandler born from New York?
I mean, he has to be.
I would assume.
They grew up...
No, I mean, not the character in the movie. I mean, the actual actor.
Is like Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
I
wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surped, but
like,
I don't
Big
know.
Daddy takes place all in New York and stuff like that. It's like a major plot point.
So. Let's see. Where is he from?
Yeah. Should be top thing born at the top.
Early life was born in Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
1966.
Yeah, old as hell.
Is Jewish and descendants from Russian Jewish immigrants.
Wow, really? Good to know.
Well, most of it was the Russian Jewish.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, all the twins had New York accents. Why the hell is that the case? I talked about. But then we get a little montage of them as babies, including their weird big CG butts.
Those were CG, right?
Yeah, 100% they were CG butts.
Which, I mean, on one hand, at least because that would mean that they had these babies on set, clearly not nude like that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll take I'll
Sure.
take that. I did literally write baby butts, CGI baby butts.
And why are they so tan? Like the babies when they're like little kids, like they're like really really dark skinned for some reason. I'm like, look like Italian. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I think it's just because they actually find actual baby twins, and that was like the easiest ones to find and put little curly wigs on.
Yeah.
We see them as teens.
You see the kind of all grow up, and you see.
Also, it was a pair of I think it was a pair of male twins that they put one in like dressed up like a girl for those segments.
Probably.
No, that's what they did. I looked up online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, this was.
We see like her being annoying even then, and like Adam being normal.
Which I mean, there's that.
Adam, I keep calling him Adam Jack, I guess.
Which is one of those weird things, by the way, about this film is like they showed those montages, and yeah, he doesn't seem like he likes his sister at all. But they talk with the way that Jill talks is they had a secret language, which meant they had to have liked at some point each other, but we never got. It
seems like from like middle school age forward, she's like just like annoying and
also
shitty to him. So I would assume that he would like at that point probably start distancing himself from her by then.
Maybe, but even like when they were littler, like when they were like in like younger age, there was still a lot of times where he was like, oh geez, and also too like. They pulled us the whole film, and I don't like it. And even if there is like some weird thing with how they're doing it, I don't like the way they do she's super gross, icky, over the top, and he's the one who's like seemingly overly feminine.
Yeah,
like, I don't like that.
It's very weirdly done. Yeah,
because it just feels. Like it feels gross and it doesn't do anything.
I mean,
it's just more
mean. It's just more like shitting on Jill for being weird and annoying.
Which is the problem with
she's
this
also
movie.
Gross, so she couldn't just be just weird or just annoying. She has to be also gross. And as we finally find out that he's an ad man, we see Regis Philbin doing some kind of weird ad for Pepto-Bismol. Now, listeners, if you dare to do a drinking game with this movie where you drink every time there's product placement, you will be dead by the first 10 minutes.
I'm sure of it.
There are 4 product placement scenes in this first 4 minutes of the movie.
4? I only know the 2. I can only tell you 2.
Okay. Well, the commercial that they're doing is for Pepto-Bismol. There's a big giant crate of Pepto-Bismol that they're like
he literally
just randomly chugging. Yeah, people are randomly chugging.
Oh yeah, there's they say what dude? Brad Pitt doing the which commercial?
Radio Shack.
That's right.
Yeah, you made and you said you're gonna do that.
They weren't closed at this point, weren't they?
Who?
Radio Shack.
I mean, 2011, maybe not.
No, they weren't. This was at the end of their life.
Yeah, right before they were dead. Brad Pitt would have helped them. And while they're chugging Pepto-Bismol like gross freaks, they're also cracking open some Diet Coke. Everyone has Diet Coke with the, of course, label facing out to camera.
Oh,
they're all chugging them. And then this is when
Dunkin' Donuts.
The dude, what's his name? He was the black actor who's like in all of his stuff with him.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. And I can't think of him.
What was the movie? He had his own movie in the Happy Madison production line. I forgot to mention, but yeah, I know that dude. He's doing a ton of stuff.
See, one of my favorite roles of him is I loved him in Walk Hard.
Hell yeah! You don't want none of this shit. Get out of here, dude. You don't want none of this shit. That movie's absolutely incredible.
It makes your orgasms feel better. Well, I think I do want some of it then.
No, you don't. Get out of here.
You never paid me back for drugs.
He's fantastic. Yeah, he comes and says, "Hey, Dunkin' Donuts wants Al Pacino for the new commercial for DUNKACCINO." He's like, "DUNKACCINO? Like, yeah, Al Pacino, DUNKACCINO." It sounds alike, doesn't it? And I was just like, "Yay!" Already in the first 5 seconds, the movie's great, perfect film. Yeah, so yeah, that's 4. So yes, if you're trying to check a shot every time you see an ad, Pepto Bismol, Radio Shack, Diet Coke, Dunkin' Donuts. Jack presumably first brings up the stupid boat trip with the Caribbean cruise.
Oh, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, so that's number 5. And then both Jack and Nick Swanson's character, his PA, whose name I never written down, I don't think he even has a name, just makes a ton of anti-Semitic jokes in a row.
Yes.
that Jack just deadpans to, and says like, "Well, I'm gonna fire you if you keep making those jokes," and he just keeps making them nonstop.
Yeah, so this is where I wrote that, like, Adam Sandler's the cool guy, and Nick Swartzen is the second fiddle weirdo punching bag trope.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it was, and it's what you feel.
Yeah.
And Nick Swartzen, the entire film, is this character.
his only character trait, he says, "I'm an atheist," and then like that was the end of the set. That's the end of that character. That's all he gets.
Oh, well, that does come back.
Oh, it comes back in a stupid way, in an insane way.
I won't lie, though. It does lead to a very funny, like, transitions kind of thing. I won't lie.
A funny scene that's absolutely fucking insane and random.
Yes.
And then this is when he says, "Okay, I gotta go pick up my sister from the airport." She's only staying till Thanksgiving.
I thought it was like 4. It was something short.
She's supposed to only stay till Thanksgiving, and she keeps staying longer and longer and longer till their birthday. Actually, no, wait. She's supposed to be staying for like just their birthday, I guess. Which is
not even. I don't think. I think originally it was supposed to be the birthday.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thanksgiving, and then after that's the birthday, and then after that's Hanukkah, and then after that it's the trip. So yeah, she first says she's only staying for Thanksgiving, I guess.
Hanukkah must have been really early, and
was that first meal supposed to be Thanksgiving?
Because
that shitty little meal at the table. Well, I guess we're
probably
gonna get to see.
But the very end of the film is New Year's.
Yeah.
Remember? So like. That feel like that they treat this as if this is like a long ass time.
It's literally like 1 month, yeah.
Yeah, literally a month.
It's pretty much 1
Thanksgiving
month.
is like the last week of November.
Which honestly, I mean, we didn't even talk about family coming to stay with you, but like, I don't know how I know I've only met your extended family once or twice, but like, my extended family on both my parents and my mom and my dad's side are like very, talk to each other a lot, hang out with each other. My mom and dad both have a shit ton of siblings who they talk to and interact with as much, and I have a shit ton of nieces and nephews and second cousins and shit like that. So we always do vacations and stuff, and we always have to, big giant group meetings, and of course, like any normal millennial, I hate them all. But they're all extreme weirdos in the most extreme possible ways. Everyone on my dad's side is an incredibly southern weirdo from Mississippi. Everyone from my mom's side are all Muslims from New York and Philadelphia. So
that is a pairing right there.
Yeah, it's insane. Like every holiday is insane. Every vacation's an annoying nightmare for me.
See, funny for you, like for me,
a non-religious person who's very introverted.
Wait, you're an atheist?
I'm gonna beat you up. No, it's like it's very difficult.
See, mine don't. So, well, at least my parents. So it's funny because my mom's side of the family, for the most part, is still fairly localized in like Cleveland, say for my one uncle. But for my dad's side, his oldest brother passed away, but they still lived in the Clevelandish area. Mm-hmm. My dad is actually a twin.
Oh,
He's
nice.
got his
How did you bring that
fraternal.
up?
He's a I don't know. He's a fraternal twin, and she lives in North Carolina now. She's lived down in Tampa. I guess when his other brothers used to live out in Washington, Brooks' dad.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Bob and Jack, by the way. They're now he now is local. His wife sadly passed. We haven't talked to Brooke in a while, so
I haven't talked to Brooke since I got in an argument with her. That was your cousin who we went to college with, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I got in a huge argument with her about GTA way back in Facebook, like probably over a decade and a half ago. And that's the last time I talked to her.
My argument with her was like she made a general statement, and it was about I get it. on one hand, it was like against like, Catholics. And on the other hand, I was like, you're generalizing on everybody. And she called me a Nazi. And this was a long ass time ago too.
She's a tough lady.
So, and I mean this in the nicest of ways, because as someone who is not transgender, I don't always understand, it's hard to understand. It truly is hard to understand. And I can never fully understand, but in a weird way, something that I think is a night, maybe again, I hope this comes across nice. Brooke taught me that being trans makes you just as normal as everyone else, because you can be transgender and you can also be kind of an asshole.
Yeah, like I said, I always got in arguments with her, but I remember we did hang out a bunch in college.
So, but yeah, and then but then I have an uncle in New York, ironically, and I maybe met him when I was like super young. I can't tell you when I ever really seen or met him. His name is Greg, and like I guess he's not married, has no kids, is a chef or something in New York City. Like, and that's about all I really know about him. So the Bobbin checks are all over the place, and then my mom's side and Suzak's are all like together. So I've always had that side of the family with stuff. But like since so Leanne's parents, like my parents have kind of do their best to try to bridge the gap somewhat there, which has been nice. But it's they're very difficult because they're in Tampa and we're in Cleveland.
Yeah, of course.
My father-in-law doesn't like to fly, so and getting up here requires a long drive, and that takes time, and it's exhausting.
Yeah, but whatever family does come to visit is always a dramatic experience.
You get enough people, yeah.
Yeah, but this situation with Jill, he goes to pick her up. Random sleepy janitor. I don't know if that's some kind of weird racist joke or what. It's like a random janitor is sleeping in the airport by himself, not doing anything with a mop bucket. Oh yeah.
I didn't notice that. I see the thing that stuck out for me was, so she's got like dozens of bags all around her. Then when they cut to the car,
she has not. Yeah,
you see the bird, and that's it.
Yeah, she has no bags with her.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way they all.
It's
fit
just a gag about being annoying.
But like, she consistently has like this massive amount of luggage.
She also seems to be out of clothes and never has anything to wear, and has to borrow clothes from Katie Holmes all the time.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Which would they fit her that well?
They shouldn't.
Also, how much is money? He has how much money, and he's not buying his sister enough clothes. Like,
also, I guess she was technically supposed to be staying for a week or two or whatever, or like a day. I don't even know.
It was like a weekend almost.
Yeah, it was like a weekend for just but I guess that shitty little dinner is supposed to be Thanksgiving. But yeah, she's staying for that small period of time.
Also, who are those? Were those
old God, we'll get to that scene in a fucking. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Because I will tell you, there is a character who is one of the few highlights of this film in the dinner sequence.
Even
though it's the same character he's always played.
Yeah. Jill screams all of her lines like an asshole. She has a pet bird
named Poopsie.
Yeah, Poopsie, who just keeps saying, "Where were you?" Which I was waiting to come back in some kind of sad, important way later on. Never is important.
No, but that's the gag that the bird repeats Jill.
Yeah, but
with the
always
same.
Where were you? I thought it was gonna be like some kind of like line, like that's the last thing her mom said to her when she like found her dead or something, or like. When she found her mom, like
that requires being a good screenwriter.
Yeah, honestly, yes, it was such a weird specific line. I was like, it keeps happening. It has to be relevant. It's gonna be some kind of like third act twist or a story relevant thing. It's like nope, just a weird choice. I like the bags. It's probably just another random gag about her being annoying. Whenever someone screams, "Where were you?" It's annoying. This is when I wrote random homeless man with grandparents ?
So those were
I guess they're Katie Holmes' family.
They've got to be.
They never address who the hell they are. I paid attention. I was like, who the fuck are these two people? And also, they don't seem old enough to be Katie Holmes' parents.
See, that part of it I didn't think about. I just looked and I was like, what? Like,
neither of them have her hair color or.
And they also never show up again in the movie.
Yeah.
Never do.
Nope.
So. This is one of the few characters. So Alan Covert I had to look up his name. So Alan Covert, because he's
another Happy Madison regular.
Yes, he was the lead in Grandma's Boy.
He was the boob head demon in Little Nicky.
I've never seen Little Nicky, so that's amazing. He was the friend in Wedding Singer.
Okay, yeah.
He was also a homeless man in Happy Gilmore. He's the cat guy who Happy has be his caddy.
Yeah,
and keeps him and whatever. Because he's like, you need to get a caddy. He's like, oh, okay, hold on a second. He goes and grabs him. He's with him for the rest of the movie. And of course, being homeless.
Why wouldn't that be the character? Also,
why was he there?
Was it like Dan Schneider joint making fun of homeless people?
But why was he there?
For the gag of homeless people are funny, I guess.
Yes, but like, was he there on part of like a?
They said some kind of like adopt a homeless or like help a person who's unhoused or something. I don't know.
But they don't. They fed him for a
it's
night.
just pointed for the gag. Yes.
They fed him for the night, and then he literally lives in their backyard.
Yep, for the rest of the movie.
For the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And whenever he shows up, so he genuinely was funny.
Yeah,
his character was actually funny despite it being a well overdone gag.
Yeah, a bad stereotype too.
Yes, he was very funny. Every line he had was great. Every situation that he ran into was good, and his delivery was incredible. And it's one of the he was the Tony Jaa of Monster Hunter of this movie, where I will defend his character specifically.
I suppose, yeah. The little girl who I don't think ever gets a name is dressed as a pilgrim and does karate. I don't know what the hell that's about.
She also dresses like dolls.
Yeah,
she is. That is a gag I've noticed.
Yeah, and also, like they point out that the Jill's dressed way later looks like the stupid doll's dress, I guess. I completely wasn't paying attention to that.
I remember seeing that, her walk down, and then they cut to the doll.
Yeah.
Because I wrote...
Random shot of them, but it's never, like, talked about or addressed.
I was just annoyed about the guy being confused, because there was a profile picture. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
No, fuck it. No. Fuck that. We're going to talk about this for a second here. So in that scene is when Jill's trying to get...
I thought it was a Craigslist thing. I don't think there's a picture on the Craigslist.
Well, so his Craigslist ad told people to go to that website profile to go for her.
Yeah.
She had a picture up. And it was apparently an unflattering picture of her eating something in a laundry room.
Yeah.
That picture was not deleted. Her profile was not faked. He just directed people to her profile.
Yeah.
Which also, I mean, like,
I wouldn't get that it's a trap.
But, like, okay, yes, it was a little shitty. But at the same time, like, it wasn't the worst thing that he could have done in that situation.
Yeah.
And like, again, that guy that came by saw that picture.
An actual good comedian.
And he looked as she's walking down. And, for all the shit they gave Jill, like, I thought that for Adam Sandler and drag, this was a character who did have a glow up. This wasn't like This wasn't like one of those situations where like they look like overly horrendous or something.
Yeah.
Like, I got where they were trying to go, and they the film so mean to Jill undeservedly, because like as she's walking down in slow motion, his face like goes like, oh god, what is going on? And they do that, and they cut to the doll at one point, and it's like, why?
Well, but people's reaction to Jill is very inconsistent, which we'll fucking get to when more people see her ridiculous
also
ass.
The fact too that he saw the picture and saw Jack, and he didn't go like, oh, but why? Why
are you dressed like this?
Why was there no reference?
No one points out that they look similar. No,
they
never do. No, never in the whole movie.
Never. Also, I get that Jill still lives there and he doesn't, but why does she have such an over-the-top accent and he doesn't?
Because she still lives there, I guess.
But
also,
no,
just for the sake of his annoying voice. That's why.
And that's the annoying part too, is like that voice ironically took away actual jokes. Because in this dinner scene, going back to the dinner scene, Jill is... First off, she starts off very passive aggressive. Oh, this is my seat next to Jack. Do you want to? I guess you can sit there unless you wanted to move. No, you're not gonna move. Oh, I guess I won't. You'll just hit my seat then. Okay. Like, why are you starting us off in this terrible, mean moment?
Yeah, it's like that. If she kept with that character who's like a weird asshole, like, oh, you got a new chandelier? Yeah. Oh, I like the old one. It's like at that scene where they're like establishing her character, it's very specific that she's like very rude and like, an asshole. But it's like the gross thing was already with the sweat stain earlier. But like, now she's just being like incredibly rude. Like also when she first saw him, she's like, oh, your hair is like, your hair is receding and your face is getting fat. And you look like you're
your hair doesn't need to keep up.
Yeah. She's like being really shitty to him.
But at the same time,
later on they try to be sympathetic with her, but like I think this character is absolute nightmare.
She is. But at the same point, like, you know what I think it is? It's ironic because they're played by the same actor. When Jack and Jill are near each other, that's when they're both that's where especially Jill is awful, because in the later scene when she goes to the picnic, it actually, say for the one near the end where it's like, oh yeah, it's a girl scene, like legitimately that whole sequence is
Yeah,
she's a little over the
slightly,
top,
yeah.
but it's not mean. Doesn't feel mean spirited.
Yeah.
Whereas every single time she's near Jack, it's
she's
everything
being,
is
I
she's
feel
shit
like
on and shits upon.
Yeah, she's being shitty to Jack whenever they're together. Yes, so which is another difficult thing. Because like, whatever, when she's by herself, whatever. People's like attraction or non-attraction to the character is inconsistent. Like we said, it's all over the goddamn place. It's really weird. It's whatever the scene needs for the gag.
And her treatment and her reaction to all of it too is weird.
Yeah, her action is also weird and inconsistent. But like, whenever she's specifically in a scene with Jack, she's being shitty. She's like being shitty, and he's being shitty to her, and they're just being shitty. But I guess that could be a commentary on the siblings. But I don't know. I don't think it would be that kind. I think it's just like they want to have like the gags of her being shitty. The son keeps taping shit to himself.
So
why? I don't know. It's just another weird visual gag.
That happens a lot too, and it's always a lot of times it's CG'd.
Yeah,
it's really weird. But because he's adopted from India. So
yeah, she said he adopted him when he was 10 years old. So that's the only they ever make to that.
I thought she was 10 days old.
Yeah, 10 days, right? Oh,
yeah, you said 10 months.
Okay, yeah, 10 days.
Yeah, he was like 10 days old. They adopted him.
Yeah.
But I was going back to we got off the point where I say we.
When she's like,
I did.
Yeah, the first joke that I would jump, or probably one of the only jokes that Adam Sandler specifically made. When Jill is like, whispering loudly, talking shit about the homeless person or like anything happening at the table, and like everyone can hear her, Jack's like, "Are you whispering with a bullhorn?" Like that made me like smile and I was like,
and ironically, I think it's because
it.
they addressed something I was almost wrote it down at one point, and I was like, "Wait a minute, let me see," and then they addressed it, I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
But yeah, like so the accent was aggressive and so over the top. So at one point she goes, "We were roommates." The way she talked, it almost sounded like she would have said roommate, whether if she was trying to say roommates.
Yeah, like she may have been misspeaking.
But
it's a joke. Yeah, it's a joke, obviously on purpose.
Right.
But like
she meant to say it, but she could say room, and it would sound like room.
With her weird accent. Yeah, with her, it's the weird baby voice that he does. What's the name? Goddamn, Adam Sandler does all the time. Sketches and shit.
I mean, it's not to say. I mean, it is the overbearing Jewish aunt voice that he does all the time. That was the Eleanor voice in 8 Crazy Nights, and in a lot of his films. And it's like, I think that's where part of the problem began with this Jill character.
Yeah, he's wanted to do a goofy voice, which he done in like half his movies.
Yeah. Because apparently he can mimic it as Jack so perfectly that no one else notices.
Yeah. After they figure it out. They talk about twin powers randomly, and like she starts smacking herself, or she's trying to like send thoughts to him, and he's just like, "She'll quit being annoying." He like puts down everything she does, and she's being very weird and aggressive at the table, and he's being very aggressive back to her.
His son does punch her. And
that's that gag from the trailers. I remember. Yeah,
that was a trailer one.
And the line about being I did feel something. Pride of my son. That line, if I didn't see it 1,000 times in this trailer for this movie that I was already despised before ever seeing it, it would have been a funny joke. Then we get the Pokey and the Pagogo, stupid their twin language. That's terrible that she keeps doing with the whole movie.
Yep.
This is when finally the homeless man does his fucking. This is getting awkward.
Hold on. Before that, there's a gag that's introduced in the scene before that, because he has another good line before he goes to leave. It was like, it's just like that one film with it was like she's talking about It's a Wonderful Life, and it's like It's a Wonderful Life. It's like, no, it's this film. Like she
purposely describing the same movie the other.
Yeah. And everyone's like, whatever. He whispers Star Wars.
Yeah.
That was funny because it made no sense, and it was just funny.
Yeah, and just being a weird, crazy.
But
person.
then yes, so he as things get super, both these characters are insufferable, and it's so awkward.
Of course,
and they're mean to each. Like Jack is mean to Jill. I think Jill is just socially awkward,
maybe
because she's not realizing that her and Jack's connection aren't always shouldn't be put in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Like she's got a weird social awkward thing, but it's weird.
It's bad. Yeah.
But yeah, this joke was extremely funny because the homeless guy's like, "I'm gonna leave."
Yeah, this is getting awkward. I'm gonna leave. And he puts a bunch of food in his pocket. It's very funny.
Well, then even too, they're like, "But we haven't had dessert yet." And he's like, "I'm full." Yeah. That was another funny one because it's like this guy is just. It's a funny guy. Deadpan, seriously killing it.
Yeah, he's very funny in that scene. And then while he's running away, of course, Jill just makes a random calls him Al Qaeda.
That's great. Right. He did do that.
Great. She fucking leaves, and then he's like, "God, I can't stand you being here." And then she runs off into the woods like an asshole and falls on her face. I guess after that point, it cut to the Al Pacino at the play scene, which is very funny.
Oh, okay. He was not wrong, though.
This is an actual thing that the actress Patti LuPone, who's like a famous actress, Steven Universe fans will know she played Yellow Diamond, but she's like a huge theatric actress. Have you watched Agatha All Along yet?
Yeah.
Okay, she's the one who plays the older witch, the one with the seance, the one who does the seance in the beginning, and like joins them on the Witch's Road.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Patti LuPone. She famously did this exact thing in a play when somebody's phone went off. She was out the play, screamed at the person, told them to take their phone out, like, turn you off, and they yelled at them, and they continued to do her play. I think James Earl Jones did something similar. Also, like when he was at a play, like whenever that happens, somebody's phone goes off. Like it's known for like theater actors to just turn on them and like, fuck you. Who did you do that?
See, they're not wrong.
That's a real thing. Yeah.
And that's honestly like, no, that should be happening.
I mean, yes.
Because it wasn't just because like at this point too, like he did his best after like the third, fourth ring. And it was like the seventh ring of going off that he's broke. And it's like, you know what? Yeah. He's not wrong for this. Also, the fact that we saw this meant that someone else was using their phone.
Yeah, someone's recording it. It's like
someone took their phone out and was secretly recording the play, which is, listen, I'm all for, yo ho ho, a pirate's life for me. Or should I say, Treeman, yo, Treeman, don't give it up, Luffy, Treeman. All right,
give it up, Solo.
That's a later announcement.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm all for that. But like, no, like a play like this. Don't do that. Come on, yo.
Yeah, it's a shitty thing to do.
Come on, yayo.
My aim is just to show, like, Al Pacino, maybe he'll do the play because he looks bad on this video, but I don't think anybody would think he looks bad there. He looks perfectly normal and safe.
He was 1,000% right.
And he says he's going to be in town for the Lakers game later on. You should try catching him then. This is when he goes right back to his house and we meet the gardener, whose name I don't write down for a long time. Felipe? Okay.
I liked Felipe.
I don't.
I liked him because I felt like he was an over-the-top character who was still... He had a sense of joy to him, and he was a regular guy.
He was an upbeat guy, but oh boy, every single line out of his mouth is a weird, racist Mexican joke, probably written by a white guy. At the end where he says, "I'm kidding," and everyone laughs, or Joe looks confused, or Jack just deadpans saying, "Wow, you're really funny." And like, but he just says like the most insanely weird, silly racist shit nonstop.
Saying it that here's my theory about this character. I think that actor improvised his lines.
I don't think he improvised.
I think he
is a known Mexican comedian. He's like a stand-up comedian.
He didn't improvise them. He wrote them or had influence on writing them.
That would be nice, but I doubt it.
Here's why I say that. Because as you say, Adam Sandler deadpanned, he's angry at whatever, and he had to have the line, "Oh, that's funny." I think that was him being passive-aggressive because he didn't get to write the jokes. I will bet you that his jokes that he wanted to write were not allowed, and that actor didn't want to say them and had to get influence. That's my theory, and that's what I'm going to do.
But that's a wonderful world I'd love to live in, so let's hope that was the case. I doubt it, but let's hope that... Because this reminds me of... I mentioned it before, I think either on this podcast or an Action Toon Bros episode, Pim's Hood Cinema, a great YouTube podcast where he just like covers like 90s and like 2000s like really bad ghetto films or like black films from those time periods that are like really cheesy. Whenever one's particularly like badly done or like really shittily acted or like a really problematic or like badly performed, he's like, "Oh my god, who wrote this thing?" And it's usually he like shows a picture of the two writers, and it's usually like two like 40-year-old white guys writing the most worst scenes for these like black actors and black comedians and stuff like that. Or like, this movie's fucking terrible. Who directed this? And it shows like literally the picture of the director. It's like, oh, another like fucking middle-aged white guy directing it.
Middle-aged white guys are the worst.
Every single one on the Happy Madison writing crew is an old white guy. But like I said, this guy is a professional a Mexican comedian, or Hispanic. I don't know if he's from Mexico specifically. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did improvise some of these, but I know like the number of them and the like exclusivity of those jokes that come out of that character's mouth. I'm just like, I can't imagine that they thought this was a good idea.
But again, excuse me.
Nice.
I thought again his was a character too he was also someone who was never getting punched down. So maybe, and he's also in this film. So maybe it's just I wanted to find something, so I attached to that because he was such a nice, genuinely good person. Like for all the self-deprecating jokes he made, he was very like joyful and fun. He looked like he was having a good time.
Yeah.
And you know what? I needed to watch and just empathize with somebody who looked like they were having a good time in this film. So that actor, I thought he was a genuinely fun dude.
I don't care for it, but sure. We get to Jill's list of things she wants to do. She's like, I'm never going to have time to do all these things. And then, but this one she said that she will stay till Hanukkah. They're kind of, I think he's surprised she's staying till Hanukkah. He's just like, what? Oh, God. And he gets upset about that. Let's see the stupid pony scene where she goes to ride a pony and she crushes it.
Yes.
Even though she doesn't seem particularly bigger than Jack himself.
Though there was a moment where she's like, when she mentions that, like you can see Adam Sandler's chest, and there's no CG, there's no prosthetics. Yeah. It is just Adam Sandler's chest.
Yeah.
And it was like, that was like, how did you miss this? You put enough CG,
really?
Things. You couldn't have done something.
Legs being broken.
And
then we see her on The Price is Right, where she knocks herself out on nothing because there's no like pegs, or actually hit herself in the head with her own hand when she spun the wheel and knocked herself out.
Yeah, Drew Carey, Cleveland Rocks, because that was Drew Carey.
I didn't recognize him.
He lost a lot of weight.
I know he did at one point, but like I completely didn't recognize him at all.
I mean, he looks even crazier. Like he's so like. As a Clevelander here, so he was obviously like a bigger guy during the Drew Carey show era. Mm-hmm. When he got the Price is Right gig, he slimmed down a bunch. Yeah, he has put some of the weight back on, seemingly, but at the same point, like I remember seeing he grew his beard out and like his hair got shaved down a lot, comparatively, and he went through like a weird transformation from like a bigger, kind of comedian down to a slimmed guy to like to an older gentleman. The body is just loosened up and all that isn't as whatever. But then the facial hair change. Yeah, basically somehow Jack Black's facial hair went out of nowhere, ballooned. That was kind of what Drew Carey's is like currently. But that was actually Drew Carey.
I completely did not recognize him.
But I want to talk about this montage scene because this is one of the times I literally paused the movie to write this down. So I'm going to read this because I need to. I need to justify.
Go ahead.
So I wrote, this montage scene shows the flaw with the movie. Jill is kind, enjoys company, and genuinely loves her family. Yet they decide to do the she's fat, ha-ha, horse broken legs joke at her expense. Mm-hmm. Her flaw of being overbearing is one thing, and it's upsetting to see that... and then her brother is then a joyless, unkind, narcissistic a-hole who delights in causing her and others misery. And we aren't given a reason for this, so he's unlikable, and Jill is up and down while being inconsistent. Which I realize is a very redundant thing. But, because, that's montage scene, before the broken leg joke, and even just literally right before it, she's enjoying this time with her family. Yeah. She's enjoying company and clearly has a connection with Jack, her sister-in-law.
Yep, and her nephews and nieces.
Yes, genuinely, and they seem to have a good like her too and care about her. Mm-hmm. So Jack being so negative and awful to her without ever giving us a proper reason, and he's just like that with everybody. But and then too, they show they could have had her flaw being overbearing and socially awkward.
Yeah, no,
be a flaw.
She's not weird like that to other people, just about Jack.
Right, genuinely, everyone else seems to have a good connection with her.
Yeah,
except for the one guy who needs to for the punchline and to push the plot forward, quote unquote. So mean to her. The movie is mean to her, and it makes fun of her for wanting to be and show she's overbearing, but she also loves giving love and attention and is kind and everything. And also too, that horse scene was so mean. It's mean to her, it's mean to the horse because that was just genuinely that's a horrific thing to see.
That horse is
its
dead.
Legs go out if a spider were to get squished.
Yeah, it's the flat out ridiculous, impossible way for them to get broken.
Right. Also, that horse is going to get murdered.
He's dead. Yeah.
The fact that horse actually looked around, no, that horse is done at that point. Four legs snapped at a 90-degree angle
to the glue factory. So this is the. In the meantime, Jack is working on the big scene. That's not going to happen until the end of the movie. But he's in the house writing, and we see Jill just in a random jet ski in their pool for no reason.
Yeah, and just a trailer moment.
Yeah, another trailer moment of her just being annoying and weird. Well, after that, we get this movie scene where they're at the movies.
God, I hate this movie scene. This is one of the worst scenes.
Another scene where all their sodas, all like 4 of the soda cans have the Coca-Cola label pulled out to the screen.
I didn't notice that.
Oh yeah, they do, and their popcorn buckets.
By the way, a scene of the two of them pretending to do like the fart.
Yeah.
With like that screenshot with us in the middle has to be the picture for this.
The farting show. I'll try to get that. I'll get
that one is, I think, but I hate this scene. I hate this scene.
The point of it is to show that they're the same, even though I really don't see how that's the case. Otherwise, besides the scene with their mannerisms of laughing annoyingly at the same way, scratching their crotches in the same way, and farting and waving it into their son's face, waving into the son's face like an asshole. Jill chokes loudly like an annoying asshole.
Well, they both choke at the same time.
Yeah. They both choke on their fucking
Take out the popcorn and then re-eat it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, how is this? This makes no sense.
It's very stupid.
It's so dumb. I hate the scene because it makes no sense for that reason.
Yeah.
Then in the middle of the similar behavior, the son goes, "Dad, you and Jill are so alike." He goes, "We're nothing alike." And then when they do the laughing and he realizes he's an asshole to her.
Yeah.
Then he goes, ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then of course they have a scene where she answers her phone.
She's annoying.
She's annoying.
Yeah.
And then his reaction is even worse than her actions.
Yeah.
Because he goes like, "You're the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Everyone here is annoyed by you. Why don't you just drop dead?" I don't know if that's what he said, but
Pretty
that's
much,
what he said.
That ridiculous.
And it was that over the top to her.
Yeah.
Like,
and she runs out screaming like a weirdo. It's really stupid. It's just, and then of course like everyone's like, "Yeah, nice going, buddy. You made that lady cry." Like it's a scene
and then of course there's another. Oh, that was a guy. That was a lady.
Yeah.
And Jack pours his popcorn onto the guy. He's like, "Yeah, of course it was a lady." Like, well, you suddenly care about her now?
Yeah, now you care about her.
No,
yeah,
you don't. And
very inconsistent.
Yeah, like you're just. It was a chance for him to be an asshole again to somebody else. It was the only reason why he defended his sister.
He's a jerk too, I suppose.
He literally just said some of the most terrible things ever, but now you're gonna defend her? No, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, it is also the last day of Hanukkah, but she still won't leave. She's not having any of her stuff packed. And he's like, "Oh my god, what do you want? What are you still doing here?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to get her a guy." And when he talks to his wife about her not leaving yet. And this is when he finally, this is the scene I was talking about where the daughter, I think, mentions like, "Why don't you have any kids?" And then she says, "Well," and she explains that she does have the equipment and it does work. She doesn't have anybody interested.
But she does make the line, and I get a reminder every 30 days.
Yeah. So they're just saying that she was assigned female at birth, I think is the point of that. Because people, like I said, people are pointing out that, like I said, identical twins can't be different. Or
so
different
is then
genders.
the idea is that Jack is transgender?
No. Well, because he has 2 kids. Actually, well, if they're both adopted, that would explain that. But
one of them is adopted, at least.
What? Yeah, one of them is adopted. That'd be an interesting take, but I highly doubt it. But yeah, like that was like a little tiny minor thing to try to address. People were saying like, yeah, identical twins can't be different genders assigned at birth.
But she wouldn't have. I mean,
But
30 days.
But they are identical twins, which is just weird. But I can say to them it's just a coincidence, but they're not technically identical twins because they're different genders.
I mean,
assuming Jack isn't trans. Yeah.
I feel like if anything, he's the one who might be.
Yeah, it might be. If you want to read it that way, it's always an option.
Actually, you know what?
And I can also explain why he hates her so much because like she didn't transition and their lives are different. I don't know.
You know that actually
that'd be a good reading for the movie. If you want to, that's perfect.
You know, I think I don't know how to do this, but we need to.
Retrospect saying, this movie's great. It's a great trans representation.
Well, no, I'm not going to say that. But I think we need to push this and figure this out somehow.
We would have to go back and watch a scene whenever his daughter is in a scene and see if they ever address her as adopted as well.
There's that, but I think also, too, because, I mean, if you think about it, A, he's able to mimic his sister 1,000%, and B, like, how many jokes are there so, feminine and small and scrawny and kind of things.
I was going to say, just like, things on another tangent, we talked about Quentin reviews on our last episode. The stuff with Swaj from Henry Danger. The Hero Man's assistant person.
I don't remember that.
Whenever you did segments on Henry Danger, you talk about Swaj, who's like the butler to Captain Man. And like that actor is trans, and it was like they did a big article and everything about it. But he mentioned like there's an episode where like there's a couple times during the course of the series that character had to dress up like a woman, but people would always make an effort of saying like how bad he looks dressed like that and how like it's like doesn't like fit him and stuff like that. So it's just like a reading of being good or bad about like Jack dressing as Jill not passing or being like that. That could also be like another reading of the movie. But of course, like I said, this movie's not smart, so I doubt
it's
it.
not. But I think like we've got to do something because we need to justify our time and the money we spent. So I think we need to push this that Jack is, and see, this is where this film's terrible because that we just came up with a
better reading for this movie.
Not just a better reading, but if you think about it, had we gotten this something that did confirm this, and that moment was used to show, because I mean, the entire film, Jack is a completely terrible person to his sister. So like, but the fact that she's not like, and it seems like he's ashamed and upset at his past, where she's not. So that would show why he is like that to her, but also give her a reason to not, to enjoy the happiness that she had felt with her family. That why she lives in the past and he's resentful of her for it. Because he could look back and be like, I don't have these happy memories because that person that I used to be, I was living a lie. And every time I see you, I see what the lie that I lived. I mean, that'd
be an amazing reading of this movie.
Because too, he could then be projecting his own trauma on his sister, which would make the "I'm so sorry, I was terrible to you" such like actually hit home kind of
much
thing.
Better read, a much better read on this movie, but
and honestly, that small change is something that would make this movie at the very least.
About something more than just a shitty
something
relative?
And like I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Like I know that it's not a great film overall, but that movie does have a nice moment at that with things where like even throughout all the problems, it does show like
that's the thing that people say about the Happy Madison movies, that they do try to have a message occasionally, but that's usually just to try to like elevate the shitty writing for the most part of the movie.
Maybe here's my new conspiracy theory. I'm about to take. Not only are we going to turn this into a trans film,
I wouldn't be surprised if there is like a long written out theory about this, about Jack being trans and Jack and Jill. That would be interesting.
So, but also here's my conspiracy theory. The film is terrible because of Rob Schneider. And we know Rob Schneider is a like MAGA creep asshole terrible person, right? So this movie did have a much heavier trans subtext shot and filmed, and I will bet you that Rob Schneider was in it for a hot second, or was going to be, because he's not in this movie. I bet you that he tried to he got into Adam Sandler's ear and was saying things to make him question and or like influence the film, so they wanted to take out those moments, and they were small enough that they could still release a film, but enough where it fucked up the flow and the whole story on things. And that's also why too they make a Rob Schneider joke at the end that was probably in there as part of the original script. But Adam Sandler making the line of "I like Rob Schneider" was his way of apologizing to his friend, because his friend is probably still mad that they still released this film that he thought was bad, because that was his way of saying, I apologize, Rob Schneider, you were right. So that's my conspiracy theory, is that Rob Schneider's bigotry ruined this film and turned it into something that was a typical Happy Madison film, not a good film, but at least had enough into a piece of garbage, terrible film. Fuck you, Rob Schneider.
Also, we never really got on the topic of cross-dressing movies. We probably could have spent another fucking 40 minutes on those.
We probably could have.
All the Big Mama's House and what's his name's Dave Chappelle's whole thing
Medea.
about it. Yeah, Medea. Oh yeah, fucking.
Oh, and not Dave.
We'll bring up Tyler Perry. Actually, you know what? I'm not like okay. Right now, I'm gonna say the next movie I'm not picking is not a Tyler Perry movie, but I've had them on my list for a while. There's a couple really.
Are we gonna do the one that
not that one, because it's Temptations of a Marriage Counselor is not interesting enough. He has so many absolutely fucking insane. His dramas are 1,000 times more funny than any of his comedies.
I do, by the way, still find it funny that when we watched that movie, we were both shocked by the twist, and I watched it with Leanne. I was like, things she was like, oh, I figured that out immediately, 100%, like right that.
But no, some of his dramas are the most insane. Especially more of his more recent stuff is actually the most insane shit you can think of. But no, between that and the Dave Chappelle thing about his whole shitty stance now, based on the reason that he quit the Chappelle Show way back, is that he never wanted to do cross-dressing movies or cross-dressing characters in movies and stuff like that. And he's a major character in a couple of the Big Mama's House with Martin Lawrence and stuff like that. He's a character in those movies and like other stuff where like he's had to do stuff like that. He's like very against it, and then now you see how that progressed too. But
yes, we have.
But beyond that, we'll probably talk about if we ever do a Medea movie, which we're not doing anytime soon. But back to this one,
real quick. I'd say real funny. So there's actually in 30 Rock. So Tracy Jordan
is the character. Morgan is the real actor.
Okay, yeah, I always forget Jordan, Morgan. They're both named Tracy. So like because that's like an SNL skit thing.
Yeah.
And they make a character from the play that's like in drag or whatever. Yeah. And then that's when Twofer is like, oh, it's demeaning, talking about people black actors in drag.
Black actors.
So they give it to Josh, which they make it the same.
Yeah,
there's a problem with this, right? But then Tracy gets mad because he's like, there's, what are you talking about? He realizes after the fact, it's like, there's a bunch of black actors who have done, this. Big Mama's House, Eddie Murphy, Norbit, and he's like going on this list of like prominent black actors who do,
cross-dressing movies,
Which I can, and this is obviously, if we do a Medea or a Tyler Perry movie, I feel like it's a bigger conversation we can have. But I feel like there is a very large conversation to be had about like cross-dressing and also to like the LGBT takes in the black community that you've probably, I'm sure, got a much closer connection to obviously than I do. Just because I'm tan doesn't mean I'm just because we're the same person doesn't mean identical. Yes, but like because something I have noticed is that there is a lot of pushback, and a lot of takes that especially even a lot of black men our age have on the community, that they don't age despite them being progressively minded. So it's interesting. I feel like that's a very interesting conversation to be had.
Like I said, there's tons and tons to talk about that, especially if we ever
I almost want to talk about that more for the rest of the time.
That would be a better topic, but we'll save it for the eventual someday Tyler Perry movie. Like I said, there's many podcasts I've listened to about that fucking maniac. His Netflix show, Beauty in Black, is some of the most deranged fucking hyper drama you will ever watch in your life. Or his show about the fucking presidency in the White Office, where like just people getting their fucking heads cut off and cults and shit. It's insane. His dramas are the most insane that you could ever fucking imagine. They're all hilarious. They're really, really fucking good. But I mean, good in an ironic way because they're bad. He's trying to be good and he's a psycho. Anyway, back to this bad movie. Actually, no, I think we're getting even more Tyler Perry in business. I think somebody did refer to Tyler Perry as like Adam Sandler for black people with the amount of shitty comedies he makes. But his dramas are actually, let's go. I mean, I didn't even talk about Uncut Gems. Did you get a chance to watch it yet?
I did not get a chance.
Put it on your list. Watch it as soon as you can. It came out 2011. I
remember hearing when it came out.
2019.
I remember hearing about it.
It's fantastic.
Was he nominated for an Emmy for it or
I think it came out like in like the winter of 2019, and I saw it in theaters, and I was just like everyone saw the movie was just like shocked at how absolutely amazing it is. But it's a Safdie Brothers movie, so it's high quality.
Well, I know like Punch Drunk Love was another Sandler film that is like controversial. Like it's like one of those like it is a pure drama film that people say like, is it good? Is it bad?
No, but Uncut Gems is like unanimously loved, but it is, of course, as they say, some of the most high anxiety inducing film you will ever fucking watch in your life. You are constantly tense and constantly stressed that entire movie. But it's fantastic. Definitely pick it up if you can watch it. But back to this shit.
So I think we can.
I don't even know where we are in my notes anymore.
So this is where they make the profile.
She needs a man.
They make the profile. She gets
she explains she can't have kids. She's assigned female at birth. She can't have kids.
So here's where we can cut this whole scene.
More racist jokes about the Indian kid.
Oh yeah.
I didn't write any of them down, but I just wrote one line: racist jokes at Indian kid.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. The pic of her eating the Reuben sandwich.
Yeah. Also, so like they make they make the profile, and then it cuts to like, okay, this is where this film. I don't understand the timing. So she gets upset that she's crying and falls asleep, in tears, and he's like, "What happened?" And this kid goes, "Then no one ever messaged her."
Oh no! Before that, there's a scene where he goes to his office. I mean, a nice scene of Shaquille O'Neal lapping at some ham.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, Shaquille O'Neal cameo, ham eating, weird. Then Nick Swanson's character talks more shit about her being unattractive and just like shit talking her. I don't know when he's seen her before, but also like I don't know. He's like, well, man, I gotta see this. Like, I gotta see the sister.
Like, yeah, there's what's his name? The
black actor whose name we have not bothered to look up. Who I know I loved in many movies. The Happy Madison movie he played in, where he was like a 70s like black like spy detective. He was really funny in. Also, like I said, I'm not gonna be looking up his name, but we're gonna keep saying we like him, but we're not gonna look him up.
Yeah. I feel that
the Laker game is tomorrow. And it's when he comes that night. He comes home and she has no dates from the app.
That's right. But see, I don't think it must have been a few days because the date happens before the Lakers game. Because he takes her to the Lakers game because the date went bad.
I think he like comes home at probably like a regular non-crazy person work day like mine. Comes home at like 5 or 6, makes the profile of that moment, and then she gets a date on casual encounters.
No, it was the next morning she gets like the 100 things. It's like overnight because he does it at nighttime. The time in this movie is all fucked up.
Yeah,
because
so I think he comes home, he makes the profile that night.
But it was like she's acting as if she got no messages like over like months, kind of thing. It was like it might have been like a day.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very confusingly. Oh, this whole movie is like it's very it's one day like saying I'm gonna be at till Thanksgiving, and then the next thing is Thanksgiving, and then like when he I'm gonna go pick her up, and it's like the middle of the day. He picks her up. It's night. And then when he gets home, it's like in the morning. It's like it's people so putting weird. That out like it's insane. The timing of this movie is not.
But this one he makes the Craigslist thing. He does mention why do I get Jessica guys on Twitter? I'm like, oh geez, you don't want Jessica guys on Twitter anymore. Yeah, that's a whole like Sieg Heil thing here. That was me referencing that there's Nazis on Twitter, by the way.
Also, this is a clip. This scene where he's trying to make her profile and figuring out how to write about her. There's a bunch of scenes that we did see in the movie earlier, and a bunch of cutout joke gag scenes we did not see. It's a whole big weird montage of him be like runs hot and likes food or whatever the hell. But like it's a bunch of like the knocking yourself out like a knockout. But then it shows like a bunch of random clips that we didn't see clips from, like original scenes of her just being weird and annoying and gross.
Yeah, it's weird out of context stuff.
Yeah, and
he's like, I can't lie.
His kids his kid sees
his son.
Yeah,
it was just his son.
Yeah,
his son, because of this, does have one of the best jokes in the movie.
I don't even know what's a joke. That weird. Like,
I wrote it down.
It's insane. That's like that's like. But yeah, he catches his dad making the fake account. And then the next day she has 100 responses.
Gets a date. And
she says she has a date. This one little kid is this weird ass fucking lie.
Okay, yes. So she has, I don't know what to wear. And
she
whatever.
Like a psycho.
And the kid goes, and I wrote it down.
Jack first goes like, she has nothing to wear.
And the kid goes, what are you gonna wear, Daddy? In hell. This was funny. That kid delivered that weird. Line perfectly. I agree, it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
But it was like so out of nowhere.
Yeah, this is when we meet Norm Macdonald as Fun Bucket.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is when I had to pause the movie because I needed like getting something to eat or something like that. But I know it's only been 30 fucking minutes into this movie.
Was that at the 30-minute mark?
There's only half an hour into this fucking movie.
I wrote at the hour mark, I think, at some point.
Yeah, no, this is 30. It was like 33 minutes into this fucking movie. I was like, God damn it! How the hell is this movie still this much left?
We can skip the date. It went bad. The guy somehow.
She dressed as the kid's doll. He hides in the bathroom. Yeah. And then the waiter, the only joke I met is like when she ordered salad. He's like, "Oh, is your date night here?" No, he's just waiting for a salad to cool off.
Yeah, that was funny. But so that guy was in there for that entire time, and was he hanging onto the bathroom the entire time?
Yeah, just went into the bathroom and didn't escape. He just held from the ceiling like an idiot.
What? What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like that was weird.
Jack is surprised when she came home. He was like, "Oh, you're alive." That was funny. She cries and eats a bunch of spaghetti in her room. He takes her. This is when we cut to the Lakers game.
There's a good joke, another good joke here, by the way.
Also, we get to see a bunch of Kobe playing R.I.P. Kobe.
Yeah, there was. Yes, that was. I was like, oh boy, I was actually thinking about that because I'm like, wait, this is before LeBron James was in Miami, I think at this point.
Yeah,
because he was there from
2011. I don't even know.
Yeah, he was there because he won a few with the Heat because he came back. I want to say Cleveland in 2014 or 15 because we were in the champion. We waited to the finals for like 4 straight years. The only year we won was 2016.
Yeah.
But so this is my good joke. So you see Johnny Depp and Al Pacino is dressed with like a weird fake beard.
Yeah, big giant fake beard.
And he's like, I'm trying to be inconspicuous. So right after they say that, they go celebrity cam, and it's on Johnny Depp and Al Pacino, and Johnny Depp of course does a wave, and the camera guy, like this is the most passive aggressive guy, slowly zooms in on Al Pacino, and then it flashes Al Pacino. That was funny.
Yeah,
that was a good comedic joke.
A fun joke not delivered by Sandler, or it was like a fun visual gag.
And see, I think that's what this movie was lacking. That was a visual gag that used again the serious a line and then twists that line with the visuals. That was a good ass joke.
For some reason, to cheer her up after her bad date, Jack brings Jill to the game, and he's just randomly approaches Al Pacino annoyingly, and Al Pacino's like, I don't know, get out of here, leave me alone.
Oh, of course, Adam Sandler did tell him how he gave his Al Pacino's daughter popcorn.
Yeah,
and he called him popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn. Yeah. And then this is when he sees Jill, oh, she's so beautiful. And he's like, Jill's like, oh, from the Bronx. Like, oh, you're from the Bronx too?
No, miss your hands.
Yeah. Who is this? Who are you? They go and sit in their seats, and then he sends her a giant hot dog with his call me and his phone number on it, and she isn't interested in for some reason.
She was literally crying that no one would ever love her.
Yeah,
and okay, I could see where she might be a little apprehensive, but there's no reason for her to not be into somebody who's showing her affection because she has been shown to want affection.
Yeah,
she's getting what she's asked for.
Yeah, 100 random dates from online dating, but this person who's interested in her from her hometown is actually it's just so...
genuinely interested in her. And there's problematic reasons with that, but at the very least, she just immediately is no, thank you.
Yeah. She says, I don't know, maybe I'll feel better after New Year's. And he's like, what? And he randomly screams and crashes his car.
But then just keep driving us out of nowhere. No damage to his car. There no damage to anybody around him.
Yeah.
That was also, how did he go from one lane across through a gate, keep driving straight and not be what?
Yeah, it's completely insane. And this is when they say it's their birthday now. Just suddenly.
Okay. Yeah. This scene is just... There are so many things that are... This is one of the scenes that I won't lie, it does not age well.
Really?
But I think that in terms of the film, it's almost one of the best scenes because it's so nonsensical.
Yeah.
It's so nonsensical. And also, in a weird way, it also drives the plot forward in some sense.
Yeah.
But there's a confusing reason why it does, and we'll get to it at the end.
Yeah,
because I want to save that. We're going to save it because I have questions.
Yeah, so this is when, they go to a steakhouse. I'm like, why is it dark in here? And then I pay the electric bill. And then they turn the lights, and his whole giant coworkers and all the people he's done ads for and with are there.
I mean, this is
it's just a big giant cameo fest, and again, lots of product placement for food and shit.
But there's also some cameos that
immediately. The first cameo I wrote, Jared alert. His name is Jared, and he's still looking good. Did you see, what was it? Did you play South Park, the second Fracture Butthole?
I have not yet. I own that game. I actually got it for
the game
free.
is incredible, but there was a very amazing fucking Jared bit where where he busts out of a thing and it's one of the boss fight things. It shows Jared. He's just grabbing a bunch of children, and then they'll give him a Mantrey Parker song. He's like, his name is Jared and he's still looking good. And he's trying to fight him. And of course, he's being all this text molestation based.
Oh god,
it's really fucking funny.
Which ironically, the episode about him, I think it was pre. Alec,
yeah.
Where it was he's trying to give everyone AIDS, and everyone not misunderstanding. That shit is funny too.
That's amazing. And then they literally put him in the in the game as a boss, and he's like he's still an absolute creep.
So, but yeah, I loved this. The fact that he was in this, they DUNKACCINO'd on him very hard.
Well, yeah,
where
saying like, I like the old one. You were fun. He would be with me, not these two hookers. And then next problematic person, number 2.
I was going to say the ShamWow.
ShamWow guy.
What did he do? I wrote question.
Domestic violence. Punched the lady in the face.
Yeah.
He's also a ton of like
ShamWow.
ShamWow. That guy was well, he's a piece of shit, but those commercials were great.
I mean,
also, yeah, like a bunch of suing people from like a bunch of frivolous shit before getting arrested for domestic violence.
You know, Billy Mays never was problematic, right?
I don't know, and I'm not going to speak on that because I don't have no clue.
But like infomercial, like if you think I was going to say like. Billy Mays, I think, is like the only pure infomercial. If that's the case, the reason I say that is
what about
because
the guy with the duct tape slap on the
Phil
fix tape or flex tape or whatever.
Flex tape.
Yeah,
I don't know if he is or not. Maybe
I mean, everyone like that's a
he's
psycho.
the reincarnate. I'm hoping he's just the reincarnation of Billy Mays, or he inherited the goodness.
Like I said, I don't know if I told the story on here, but like for one day, I did the job as one of those fucking phone harasser people in like the Walmarts and Targets back when I was a thing before COVID. When you were like, harass.
They exist at Costco again.
Yeah, they're still around. I did it. It was like a little bit after COVID. It was 2021. I tried back when I was trying to find work before I found my new job that I love. I signed up for that. Every single person I worked for was a like straight out of a fucking 80s cartoon, cokehead, aggressive. Working out salesman man who was just like literally telling us but not telling us that we need to be aggressive and not take no for an answer and be in everyone's face. And in case you don't know, listeners, I'm a very large man and I'm not going to do that. I'm also an introvert. But like I quit that after one day. At the end of the day,
I think we can both agree.
Yeah.
You're a very large black man.
Yeah.
You know better.
Yeah, I know better than to run up on people trying to like knock it out of their face and try to get them to buy a stupid phone plan.
Especially at like a Walmart.
Yeah, especially at a fucking Walmart. I had to go way out into the fucking sticks. I had to go like in Targets and stuff like way out. And I was like, the first day I was like, you know what? This isn't for me.
You have got survival instincts.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to do this. This is terrible. But yeah, this is like, all those people seem like psychos. And I'm assuming that all the people who do the infomercials may be psychos too.
But I would say, so you got ShamWow, I would say ShamWow, and then another big infomercial guy who made a big infomercials is what's his fucking face name? My Pillow.
My Pillow? What the hell is that?
He's the
other guy who starts yelling at him later?
He's the My Pillow guy. He's got the Minnesota accent. He's a MAGA freak.
Okay,
he's not in the movie.
Yeah. Okay, My Pillow definitely. I've known that. I remember the product.
So
yes.
now he's shifted from Mind Pillow to Mind Cop.
Yeah,
I just called him a Nazi. What are you gonna do about it?
He's a piece of shit.
Everyone at the party, he's got almost $1 billion to Dominion.
Good.
So
everyone at the party is talking about how great she is and how much they love Jill now. Suddenly, everyone's cool with her. One of the random people, I think he's some kind of sports person, talks about how he thinks she's hot, and the other guy's like, "You're crazy." And then of course Todd, the PA, the atheist PA. Randomly talks shit to Jack. Bill's like, "Hey, your sister, she sucks." And then like he's like, "Oh yeah, hey Jill, this guy's an atheist." "What? You're an atheist? But how do you explain the Grand Canyon?" And he's like, "Well, that's a good point." And then the man who pumps up to him, who is that guy?
I don't know.
I know him from something. He's incredibly familiar. I don't know if he's like a coach or a sports person or like a TV host or like a news broadcaster, but he's just like randomly screaming in the guy's face, "What? This guy's an atheist? You make me sick. I'm gonna beat you up." And then he's like, "What?" He's just like grabbing Nick Swanson by the shirt and like threatening to beat him up. And then two random giant muscle men start screaming, "Fight! Fight! Fight! Fight!"
As they're doing that, they start rolling their birthday cake out. And they look over and they see it, and they go, and that joke was funny. That joke, because this transition, I mean, it was perfect.
Insane. Yeah.
They're going from fight, happy birthday. Oh, it was so good.
She's upset at the cake. This is when, again, Jackson is seen with her, so suddenly she's an asshole. She's like, "What? You only got us one cake? Well, Mom always got us two cakes. So you should have two cakes. Well, it's not the same. We can't have one cake."
And he, unlike a normal person, is just like, "Don't be an asshole about this." Instead of, "They didn't know that, well, I'll get you." Like, he could have, this is a moment where he could have shown a little bit of kindness to his sister.
Yeah.
Or whatever, because she, and this also could have set her character as someone who is a bit more socially awkward.
Yeah, would have made
She's
sense.
stuck in the past. He could have at some points tried to acknowledge it in a much even a less aggressive way kind of thing.
This is she kind of storms off after the cake, after he yells at her about the cake again. And then she opens a closet, and of course, this is one of my favorite scenes.
No, not a closet. The coat
Oh,
room.
yeah, the coat room.
In the coat room.
Don't be afraid. It's just me.
Sitting in a leather chair with a lamp and like a cigar next to him and a drink. And this is where he drives the plot forward. Also, how long has he been sitting in this coat room?
Waiting for her.
And what I want to know is, A, how did he know she was going to show up into the coat room? B, how long has he been in this coat room? And C, how has no one else gone into this very full coat room, not seen Al Pacino, seen Al Pacino, and how many people just didn't say anything about Al Pacino hanging out in the coat room?
Being creepy.
Like, no one reported this to anyone?
Nope.
Because I guarantee you, like, no one is just like, hey, don't... You're telling me that no one went in there, and even if he threatened everyone, don't say anything about me being in here.
Yeah.
No one was like, hey, just don't go in the coat room. And for some reason, it's like, oh, you know too? You know about Al Pacino, and this one overheard it and went around the whole place that Al Pacino is hanging out. Also, how the hell did he even know that this event was going to be going on?
Yeah, it's insane. I guess he's stocking popcorn. He's like, hey, why don't you go to my house? And so he takes her over to his house.
No, he wants to take her to a bakery for a cake.
Yeah, a bakery. I don't even know where we are. I don't even know where we are right now. Can I tell you that? And he's like, oh, what's over here? He turns the lights on, and it's his house.
And she's clearly, like, this is where his behavior is.
Yeah, I mean, in those behaviors, like, oh yeah, he's being a creepy sex pest, and it's the best acting in the movie, of course. It's Al Pacino, he's incredible as this creepy, terrifying creep.
But he also apparently has a chef, a bakery.
I don't know if it's an actor or like an actual chef, but he's a guy. He's another cameo.
He's like, this is I got a guy. I'll get it for you.
Yeah.
This guy also later makes Al Pacino head cheesecake, apparently. And they don't address that.
No, of course not.
That never comes back.
Yeah, no. His
But that guy does. He shows up in another scene.
Yeah, he shows up way later.
For the helicopter.
He talks about not wanting to do the Don Quixote play, the Man of La Mancha. And then he shows he's like, hey, how about we play some stickball, huh? And he's being really creepy with the stick with the baseball thing, and she's just like, oh, I don't know about this, and then like, come on, I'm gonna throw the ball and you hit it with the stick, and so she does that, and he breaks his Oscar. Another funny bit.
Is that Oscar or an Emmy?
I believe it's an Oscar.
Okay,
because he only has the one at this time.
I wrote that
Funny
was
joke.
He signed on, and this is where like Al Pacino. This is one thing I admit I do like about Sandler's jokes at times, and I don't know what he does to these people. I mean, Al Pacino signed on to you only have one Academy Award joke.
Yeah.
Because literally, he's like, you think I have more, but no, it's just,
like,
just the one.
Just the one.
So
that was a funny joke. Yeah, that was a good one.
And this is where, again, Jill went from no one will ever love me to no, I don't want your love.
Even though when she was with Norm Macdonald, the first thing she said was just like, oh, I gotta tell you, my clock's ticking, I gotta have a baby. I'm just kidding, or not really. And now, like, Al Pacino's actively, like, pursuing her, and she's like, oh, no, get away from me, and then, like, leaving. But,
and see, ironically, if they had put that into the film of, oh, but you're so, you're older, I want to have a family, and you're not someone I want to,
you're not interested in having a relationship with me. Oh, she has listed that line, the dumb twister with your sister line later. But, like,
yeah, that would have been interesting. But then this is where...
Also, that's the funny line when she's like, I saw what you were doing with the stick and it was gross. That was funny.
Yeah.
That was the one funny line I think Jill's had this entire movie. That made me
And then this is where, too, another good joke, I think this is where you just see she sleeps in the woods or whatever again because she didn't want to go back in.
Yeah.
And she's with Poopsie and
Felipe
finds her.
Yeah, there's another, where were you? Which I'm like, okay, this has to be important.
But so like Felipe was really nice in the scene, and this is the reason I really liked him. But also Poopsie's there, and she like flies or whatever, and she's like, "We're gonna eat Poopsie," and it's Otto, the homeless guy, and he's holding Poopsie between bread. He's like, it flew between my bread. That was another funny line.
Yeah, very funny joke. This is when we get a nice day of her hanging out with
Felipe
and his family. The more racist Mexican jokes with him saying "I'm kidding," but then he just does those things, same things later as facts.
But wait, was the
grandma was it was Felipe's actor.
Okay, because I'm like, I thought it was Adam Sandler. I won't lie.
No, that'd be hilarious. That'd be hilariously bad.
I was very curious why.
It's to be funny and how offensive that is.
So.
If that was the case.
But like again, this is this whole sequence. Like yes, it's 2011, so there's definitely problematic stuff.
Of course.
But like at the very least, it was a bunch of people making jokes about themselves and having fun with it.
I don't think it was written by Hispanic people for the most part, but
there was also, I mean, the entire cast there was like, we didn't see Rob Schneider in this group.
Yeah, that's good.
So like, I mean, that could have easily been Rob Schneider as the grandmother.
Yeah, watch, he probably had Felipe's role originally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like
would.
again, that's where like everyone's making fun of themselves and everything, but they're still having a good time. They're they're playing off of it, but then also too like they're all welcome Jill in. They're happy to have her there, and like everyone is so kind to her, even when she's a little weird doing silly things. Like, I mean, how many times did she do something that resulted in the grandmother getting hurt?
Yeah, several times.
She didn't get kicked out, or like they're like
peppers to bring her back to life. Which is very weird. Those are like, they're red peppers, but they keep calling them jalapenos. I was just like, what the hell?
I think they wanted over the top.
I know, yeah,
size.
they're giant chili peppers, but they keep calling them jalapenos.
I'll bet you also type of pepper. They also probably did that so they could actually give him something to eat that was not, because we know the joke of what they were going for.
Yeah.
But I think that even they knew like, yeah, no, because also something you think about is, in films, whenever there's an eating scene, there's multiple takes.
Time, yeah.
So if you take 3 bites of something, for consistency, you have to eat the same thing 3 bites.
Yeah, that's what they have
for 20,000
spit buckets for.
Right.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you that after one take of an actual jalapeno,
Yeah.
most people are not going to be able to be good, and that's also going to wreck someone's digestive tract.
Yeah.
It'll give them the chimichanga squirts.
The chocolate squirts. You get that scene of that later.
So that's why they went with the green peppers.
Yeah, they keep. Yeah.
But that scene, I liked that scene. Again, that was one of the a good scene, because again, it was yes, it was not. There was problems with it, but it was a scene that gave Jill the over the topness without being mean and hurtful.
Yeah, it wasn't
to her.
meaningful except for the one line. It's not. But yeah, it's her being happy.
Yes,
I guess
that scene. I literally wrote that was like, it was almost perfect because of that one line of, "Oh, it is a girl. I checked," because it's creepy.
Yeah,
It's gross, and it's like not needed.
and a randomly transphobic joke. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, because that's why I didn't like that weird, like, oh, it's, she's so gross and everything. Because it's like, yes, feminism, women can be gross too.
Of course.
But also, it was like, it did not do it in a respectful way. It did it from a place of mean.
So she's very inconsistent. But yeah, while this scene with the hangout with the Mexican family is going on, we got another fun scene of Al Pacino visiting Jack.
The best part of the scene
Hey,
was
Popcorn, where is she?
where he's at the gate, and all of a sudden he kicks open the
Yeah.
door. He's like, how'd you get over the gate? That was funny, and it's never addressed. I liked that.
Yeah.
The rest of the scene is just weird.
Where is she,
'cause
Popcorn? Yeah.
Adam Sandler kills that scene.
Very, obviously, Al Pacino fucking is incredible during that.
But
He
Adam
says, "Hey, I'll do
Sandler's
your-"
character is so
Yeah.
aggressively terrible that he ruins the scene.
Yeah, he says like, "Hey, I'll do your stupid commercial, stupid coffee thing. Yeah, I'll do that if you give me your sister." And he's like, "Oh, I don't know. That's kind of weird." And he's like, then he explains like, "I like her because she reminds me of me back from in the old days, back in Brooklyn.
I see her and I see myself." And he,
Yeah.
of course, has the line, "I see her and I see myself too."
Yeah,
I think that was a trailer line, by the way.
probably yeah. This is when we come back to her. She sees Felipe, or she tells Felipe like, "Oh, Jack's so mentally abusive to me, and he wants me to go, and he's so terrible to me." And then she's like, "Oh, I should probably just leave." And it's when she runs into the house and she says,
Well, I do, where he's trying to be very open.
yeah, he's trying to,
like say, "I
confess to her.
really cared about you and I really like you," and she, of course,
Wow, I gotta go. Yep.
"I got the squirt, Jimmy.
I gotta go make some chocolate squirts. She's like, yeah, chocolate squirts is what she says.
And she says it again. And the poor wife, like, I get she's
Katie Holmes, given nothing to do.
They're eating dinner and she's eating something that's similar.
Yeah.
She goes to take a bite. She looks down and goes, and like she looks upset.
Yeah. I gotta make chocolate squirts.
So the first time I watched this movie, I had watched it with subtitles.
Yeah.
And the subtitles for this scene of Jack talking to Jill while she's in the bathroom literally goes continuous fart noises.
Yeah.
Loud, continuous, over the top fart noises. And I took a picture because I'm like, that's this movie. It's just fart noise. It is
terrible ongoing fart noises.
Obnoxious continuous fart noises.
Oh yeah, then we get another big fat Caribbean cruise commercial in the middle. A long, unbroken, just straight up TV ass commercial for Caribbean cruises.
I forget everything about this scene.
Yeah.
This whole
well, it doesn't
cruise.
matter for the most part. Todd again calls to tell him about doing the commercial. Jack says, "Okay, yeah." And also, I know my feet are on your desk, so you better get them off of there.
Yep. And then I'm gonna call Al at 5:30.
Yeah.
And then he calls at 5:30, which apparently is 9:30 because Al Pacino is in the middle of his play.
I'm doing a play. Another fun scene of another actual good scene.
I liked this.
This is like I said, every scene between the scene at the Lakers game with the cam, the scene with popping up at the party in that lounge, and then the gross scene where he's like trying to seduce her and then popping out, breaking into his house. Like every scene with Al Pacino is fucking great. It's just,
yes,
he's a national treasure for a reason.
Yes, it is insane because he takes this phone, because the phone's ringing and everyone of course is looking and you realize it's him taking it. So he takes this whole phone call on stage and the audience reaction was funny.
Yeah. Also the bit with the time being off is also a shout out to fucking Jill being off with the time earlier in the movie, saying, "Oh, they did the same thing. See how similar they are."
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, another dumb thing like that. But he's like, "I'm gonna go get her," and then he pretends to get her.
There was, by the way, I don't know if you caught this. There was a 2011 Caitlyn Jenner reference.
Not reference. She was in the movie.
Yes. This is before she transitioned.
Yeah.
So I was like...
Another asshole.
That's why I was like, what the fuck is this movie?
This movie is consistently just full of weird assholes.
I mean, that 2011, the Jenner in this, I throw away.
I know she
literally throw away.
I'm curious if she already killed that person by then.
Wait, who did she kill?
Car, hit and run. She got away with it because she's rich. I think it might have been before she transitioned, but yeah, she definitely did kill somebody. And also, but beyond that, she's also a huge, surprisingly anti-LGBT right-wing piece of shit. So she's...
I don't get that.
Who knows? She sucks. But also a funny line about Al Pacino saying, he was like, "How did you know I wanted to date you?" And he's like, "I can smell horny across the ocean." Consistent great jokes. And then this is after the random Caitlyn Jenner scene. They have he tries to talk to Jill about hey,
I got a guy for you.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Also, hey, another prophetic thing about the possible trans theory, Caitlyn Jenner being in the movie randomly with Jack possibly being trans.
Yeah.
They say we were the Double Dutch champions, and then they do a long ass CGI jump rope scene. And then at the end he's like, "Hey, okay, so now we're on good terms. Now we're friends. They're back together. They're connected. So you're gonna date Al Pacino for me?" And she's like, "No, you're not gonna pimp your sister out." And so she says no, and she's upset, and they don't yell and leave each other again. So he's like, "Okay." So he goes he has to go get dressed up.
This is okay.
This and you can see him coming from a mile away later on, but it's a funny gag with the attendant.
Oh, before that, she's looking for clothes in her massive it looks like a walk-in closet.
Yeah,
like dozens of outfits on this 3-day cruise.
She packed for a 3-day weekend or whatever.
But also he goes pit stain. I don't even know what kind of stain that is.
Yeah.
Again, it's the gross thing. Yeah. But also, they don't have a laundromat, apparently. She's worn these.
No, she's wearing dirty clothes, just hangs her dirty clothes up.
They don't have a laundromat, but they have a bathroom attendant.
Yeah, she brought dirty clothes after one day on this cruise. Just for her, another gag about her being gross. So, the bathroom attendant fixed his boobs.
That was funny because... you see him walk in and the bathroom attendant says, "Oh yeah, hi there." Doesn't say anything. He doesn't say anything, and so it makes it perfect. He doesn't say anything, and then he walks out and he goes, does a little "come here" motion, adjust the boobs. He goes, "Mwah."
Yeah,
and it's this dude is good at his job.
Yeah, he's very, very good.
Doesn't ask questions. He is just helpful. This man is a national treasure.
Yeah,
just the man who's about to fly into the scene. Yeah,
hits Jack in the head with a rope ladder from a helicopter with his chef. As he takes Jack, dressed now as Jill, off to his castle like a creep.
How far? Where are they at?
I don't even know.
How does he get there?
They stay where they are, and they stay where the castle is that he owns. It's so silly. But
also, another confusing thing is don't they talk about when they're working? So he vanishes out of nowhere. Isn't it day on the ship and then nighttime at the castle?
Yeah, also the plays presumably should be happening at night too, wherever he was. It's like 9 p.m. at night, so...
But they were 4 hours, it was 5:30, so where Al Pacino was, it was 9:30.
Yeah.
So they must have been, they were 4 hours.
It was the middle of the afternoon, so 5 a.m. It was 5 p.m.
It was 4 hours.
Don't even try. You can pull up a hours chart or whatever.
I'm trying to think. They're 4 hours behind, right? So they would have been in New York?
I would assume that he's in New York.
Let's see. It's an hour
Actually, I guess if
behind.
it's a play, he might be in LA doing a play.
Okay, so
they normally live in LA, so they would be in Atlanta. I assume they're in Atlanta.
I gotta look this up now. Time
you do that,
but because they were headed towards the Asias then. They had to have been
because they live in LA and they were on a Caribbean cruise. And the Caribbean is actually no, the Caribbean's in the Pacific, isn't it?
Down in Florida, yeah.
So that's the opposite of where they should be. Actually, I don't know. The Caribbean cruise may just be the name of the company.
Time zone.
We are so close to the end of this movie.
I had to see.
Anyway, yeah, Jack is drinking a bunch with Al Pacino, trying to feel him up and be a creep. In his weird creep castle. Jill calls and tries to apologize to Jack about what they've been fighting about this whole time, and she's like, "Wait a minute, why are you doing my voice? Are you making fun of me?"
Okay, now I'm even more confused. By the way, 4 hours behind. Because Al Pacino was in L.A., right? So
presumably.
So their time zone is -8 of the center, right? The furthest west you could go is a -11 of 3 hours, right? Is it 8? So 9, 10, 11, 12. But in theory, it would have looped back. You'd have to loop back around to the minus. Oh, it is -12. Okay, so there's a -12 there. So they were just at the edge of that. They were in the middle of, like over here. Like they weren't even they were between like where Australia and the States are.
Yeah, I assume it's just so the cruise just as a loop or something.
But like, what? That just makes even less sense.
Where was his
now.
mansion? Who knows? Where was his castle? Where could he possibly fly out a helicopter to that plane in the middle of the water?
If they are 4 time zones away, there's no way he was able to make it there that quickly.
No,
because in a matter of hours, no, there's no way. Like,
yeah, but also this is it's very funny. I have no idea where the hell that castle was supposed to be.
It looked like a Scottish cat, kind of like a European castle.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that he's halfway around the world? Like, what? No.
But yeah, Jill calls, thinks he's making fun of her, and realizes you better be doing what I think you're doing. And he's like, "Oh, shut up! I'm hanging out with Al Pacino." And so like she hangs up and cries again.
This is where the bathroom attendant comes back.
Oh no, not yet. Before that, back at the date, we see that Al Pacino starts talking shit about. Actually, maybe the
bathroom attendant happens.
Does happen beforehand? Yeah, probably.
Yes, the bathroom attendant comes
also,
out.
Also, a random scene of her like working out. With,
that's right. I thought that. Okay,
she's randomly strong.
So here's why I thought that was kind of funny: is they don't address it.
Yeah,
she's just,
why that's your case? Yeah.
Like she's overly strong. Like she's like, "Can I work on your set?" And it's like it's like what. There was 45 plates on both sides, so you're looking at like 200 pounds, and she has another 90 added on, and she's just doing like super easy curls, and then she's literally doing like over the head tricep work kind of thing, like 300 pounds.
Yeah,
and these like two like overly buff guys are like,
what?
Oh
God, whoa!
They're the only ones reacting. Both Jill and the wife,
never
don't address it at all,
nope.
and that's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
Even when the two guys are like barely able to do it.
Yeah,
that was a funny joke. I will give that
funny
one
joke,
credit.
but it's such a random thing for her that doesn't make any sense. It's never addressed. Why she's randomly strong.
It was her being overly masculine. Remember? That's funny.
Yes,
women acting overly masculine is weird, and that's funny.
That's bad.
Remember?
That's like being annoying.
That's just as funny as guys being similarly, weak and feminine.
So funny.
Oh.
Also, I could like a bunch of scenes with like him tickling, Al Pacino tickling Jack and being really pervy. Then I missed the workout scene. She's randomly strong. Then drinking it with him. On the date, Pacino finally starts talking about how shitty Adam Sandler is.
Just once again, completely justified.
Yeah, 100% understandable. But it's just like randomly like, hey man, what's wrong with you? And then like he just pulls out a random breaks a bottle to try to stab Al Pacino.
And then Al Pacino's like, "Bring it,
yeah,
come on,
come on, do it."
So he does, and then Al Pacino picks up a wooden chair and slams it over who he thinks is Jill's head.
Yeah, very funny.
And then she wakes up and there's no problem.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Or he, sorry.
Yeah, then Jack runs off and says, I got to apologize. And he's like, you know what, I'm going to do the play.
You missed the very, very, very in-depth thing about, I forget exactly what he said, but he said this very long, like, impassionate speech about, like...
how Jack is bad and Jill's a good person.
Right, but also, too, like, you know, your perception is your perception, and you have to look at it from their perception and to fully understand.
Yeah.
And this is where I paused again. Sorry, my son is on my shoulders now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read this, because this is half a page. You having fun, buddy?
Yeah, that's it goes.
All right, let me read my thing, okay, bud? So as I wrote this, I wrote, Pacino is another example of why the movie is so freaking crazy. He's been stalker freak, then goaded. Then goaded Jill into attacking him, then slams her with a chair, then gives an impassionate speech that is genuinely emotional. Like, he went from a-hole to caricature to likable, and I know he's got more crazy changes coming, and I don't know how I'll feel, and that opinion roller coaster is exhausting and pulling me from the movie. So much that this is the second pause to write way too many words about Jack and fucking Jill. And I once said to Mystery Island the first time I saw it, fuck you, movie.
Mystery Island?
That was the movie, wasn't it? Fantasy Island.
Mystery Island, you wrote.
I wrote Mystery Island. But, like, genuinely, this character, this line he talks to Jack is, like, it's not addressed to Jack, but it's poignant to what Jack
about
needs.
Jack,
and apparently it worked, and it created a relationship between Jack and Al Pacino, even though it was the rest of Jill, because I don't know what the fuck happens after this.
Yeah.
But genuinely... 2 seconds ago, Al Pacino smacked who he thought was Jill over the head with a chair.
Yep.
And then is telling her why she's so incredible and how...
her brother sucks.
Her brother is, you know, how she's not annoying because she's talking as if she's her brother. Does he know at this point? He knows at this point.
No, I don't think he ever figures it out. But he does decide to do the play.
But also, too, like, they connect after this. So what, does he tell him after that? Who knows?
He doesn't.
Why do I care? Why do I fucking care?
It'd be great if this movie had consistency, but no.
Oh, my gosh.
Jack runs off to apologize, but she's already left the boat somehow.
Yeah, how the fuck did she get off the boat?
Who knows? Jill's already back in the Bronx alone.
I didn't write anything about this other than there's 50 minutes left. The son says something about catches on, and it's like he's intuitive and fun, even though he's
weird.
Weird. Like, I mean, literally, he's a gag character, but at the very least, he's better. I don't know.
Who knows?
Jeez.
She's going to some kind of party, a New Year's party, I guess it is. Then we get to see David Spade also in drag playing a woman.
Which I wrote,
and a bunch of other Happy Madison regulars. I recognize a lot of those guys from like a ton of his movies.
The guy with the cross eyes.
Yeah, he's another actor. The other guy with like the weird veneers teeth. He's always in all his movies too.
I think no. There was someone else that I recognized, but I wrote David Spade shows up in a movie for one scene in an outrageous outfit trope.
Yep.
Because there was another trope at one point that I was like, did I just unlock a new one?
Jack shows up and apologizes in their stupid made up language for like way too long. Way too long scene of him like Dagabobo Pugogo and just like does like his like like Adam Sandler gibberish language for way too long again, and then she says Pugogo whatever I love you, their language they mentioned earlier, so he's pretending not to know it earlier when he was like being an asshole to her.
Oh, Ali Covert is a homeless guy, like in this new Adam Sandler is this a new Adam Sandler trope unlocked?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I had to
figure
that
good.
one out.
So they apologize, they make up, they're all good now.
There was I was going through this. There was one thing else that I realized that was funny about Al Pacino. I want to say something nice about Al Pacino again. So he's talking to like multiple people. he's talking in a foreign language, and literally the subtitles is like gibberish,
Oh
nothingness.
yeah, whenever he talks to the chef, he's always like pretending to speak French. But
Yeah, and it's like, literally, and like then the chef's like, "Wait, what the hell are you saying?" And he says that in French. So it's like Al Pacino thinking he's speaking a foreign language and not, and it not, whatever. Like, and then calling it out. That was funny too.
That was a good,
I'll give him
silly
that.
gag. After the made-up language, then David Spade randomly says, "Oh yeah, you're Jack's wife. I used to date him." And then
I forgot to mention too that there's another good joke I thought. So when he's the stupid language, there's one of the guys at the table is like, "It's so beautiful."
Yeah.
That was another.
Oh, that was dumb. That was such a cheesy joke.
That was funny. You know what? Listen, for a dumb joke, it was funny.
It was all right.
In this movie, that was funny.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, we need to have something.
Sure, why not?
Give me my nuggets. Give me my corn nuggets amongst the shit.
Yeah. Occasionally some food still there. Al Pacino randomly shows up in his Don Quixote outfit and like says, "Go to your brother. Go do your, I'll do your play. We're all friends now." And then he, I guess I don't know where they all run off to. Where does the rest of the family just like suddenly leave the bar to do? I don't remember.
This is where they go to the house and Felipe's there.
They say Felipe wants to talk to her, or is it?
First David Spade's character
attacks Katie Holmes' character, who doesn't have a name, I don't think.
Yeah, and then Jill like body slams her to a wall.
Yeah,
and then they all leave to go to the house, and Felipe's there with his kids.
While he's getting ready to go, we see that we forgot that there was a little Don Quixote reference for Al Pacino actually like trying to fight the fan spinning.
Oh yeah,
the windmill gag from Don Quixote, the whole point of the play. So yeah, Felipe says, "Oh, let's date," and so they're going to be dating now. And now everyone shut the hell up. It's time for the big scene. The whole point of this movie.
So before we talk about it, because this is the best scene of the entire film.
Yes.
I'm going to explain my experience with this scene without talking about it itself.
Yeah.
Right? Because this is, again, this experience summarizes this film too perfectly. So first, as I'm watching the film, I get to this amazing scene. I watch it and enjoy it. Throughout, it was a fade. And I'm like, I want to show this to Leanne, who's been sitting next to me, not watching it, listening to her some stuff. So I go to rewind it. And right as I get ready to hit play, she looks like she's taking her headphones off, which I was going to tell her, like, hey, I want you to watch the scene. So I jump in and I hit play before she can say anything.
Yeah.
And I play just the commercial, basically, right? So I pause it, and I just watched the scene 2 times in a row. I've got a smile stuck on my face now. And I mean, genuinely, you cannot get rid of the smile after watching the scene 2 times that quickly. So she was taking her headphones off to tell me about some information that she had just learned. That there was a K-pop star who said that her brother she announced that her brother had died. And that her brother had died, and their mother came out and said it was all the stalkers who caused her brother to result in his death, kind of thing, right? So as she's telling me that, I have a permanent smile stuck on my face after just watched that scene and shown it to her. I could not get the smile off of my face as she told me about how stalker's behavior caused the family member of a star to no longer be around anymore. And I feel like that is the perfect representation of this film.
Yeah.
Is that I wanted to be happy and smile and everything. And there was those few moments that I held on to, but it was just a whole bunch of terrible things that I don't like hearing and I don't like have to have learned. And is all the problems in this world caused by these terrible actors who are making my soul hurt as I'm smiling at the few genuine things because I can't let myself fall into the darkness.
There's no Adam Sandler on screen. There's no SNL cronies of his. There's no outside writing except for this scene. It's just pure joy, and it's just so happy. But like the horrible thing that happened to that poor is she a singer? I'm assuming.
She's a K-pop
star.
So
yeah, she's a singer.
Yeah.
So there's horrible things that happened to her, singer, and just like the horrible things surrounding this whole movie, and all the horrible people that are involved with it, and just like
cameoed in it.
And cameoed in it. Just to have a very beautiful scene that's just delightful on every single level.
Yes.
It's very much needed because if the movie didn't end on this note and the following note, like what the hell, it would be much worse.
Yes. And also this scene is the equivalent to the peanut rap from Community. Where the dean comes in and just does a rap and it just goes out of nowhere. And it's a scene that is perfect.
Yeah.
Honestly, this scene is the representation of the dean's like opening and closing scenes.
Yeah.
Like it's short, it's quick.
It's like 32 seconds. Perfect. It's just an incredible 32 seconds. That's
it is
just
an
beautiful.
incredible 32 seconds.
Oh God.
I think can we get away with just like at this point now?
I wish I would just play it.
Yes. We just need to play this. Make sure it's caught on camera, and then we can immediately react after it because,
of course,
this movie is so painful.
I honestly, I could play this, or I probably could edit in the fucking clip myself. But fuck it, let's see what happens.
We'll see what sounds better, and you just do that for editing wise.
Something's brewing at D&D. Wow!
Auspicious!
It's not Al anymore. It's Dunk. DUNKACCINO? Don't mind if I do. What's my name?
DUNKACCINO!
It's a whole new game.
DUNKACCINO!
You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend. Attica, lucky light. This whole trial is out of sight. They put me back in with hazelnut too. Caramel swirl, I know it was you. Everyone wants my DUNKACCINO. Can't get enough of my DUNKACCINO. Kids from 7 to 17 lining up for my DUNKACCINO. What's my name?
DUNKACCINO!
DUNKACCINO! Now, as I told Ed and I told everybody who's ever seen this clip, go to I know it's a shitty site. The person who does it actually is a comic artist, does like a lot of comics that you've probably seen before. But the account was called The Daily DUNKACCINO over on Twitter. There are hundreds of insanely hilarious edits on that Twitter account. Every single one of them will fucking make you cry. And like I said, the one night I was just like bored on my phone. I found the account. I probably watched like 24 of them, and I literally could not breathe from laughing so hard. It was some of the funniest shit ever. It's so stupid.
This film does not deserve this scene.
It does not deserve this scene. It does not deserve that amazing Twitter account. I keep tweeting at the person now on Blue Sky to like, please just upload all those clips to Blue Sky so I don't have to fucking give that shitty other site any attention. Yeah, fucking incredible. And of course, you know, this comes with a heavy note that I do have to mention that the DUNKACCINO has been discontinued at Starbucks, unfortunately. Or not Starbucks. The DUNKACCINO has been discontinued at Dunkin' Donuts. It was between 2000 and 2023. So 23 years it went to DUNKACCINO.
Wow.
Thing. Yeah. This movie was literally in the middle of its lifetime. But yeah, they just canceled it last year. It was just coffee and a hot chocolate mix, which was barely anything. But like I said, today I brought Ed and me some mix of, it was a caramel macchiato and a hot chocolate.
It was delicious. Yeah. I finished it very quickly.
I have myself an extra large one that I'm not going to drink anymore because I need to sleep soon to keep my insane third shift schedule. But yeah, it's a great drink. It's an amazing clip. Like I said, every scene with I was about to call him DUNKACCINO. Every scene with DUNKACCINO. Well, I should have called him DUNKACCINO this whole recording.
Probably. Hey, I get to get some we DUNKACCINO'd on some people now.
Yeah, we did, absolutely did. It's incredibly funny. But then, of course, after that is the incredibly funny scene with Adam Sandler saying, "Okay, so it's about 32 seconds. We need to lose about 2 seconds." And it'll be a perfect spot. And what do you think? What do you think of the thing? And then the up user says, "Burn it, destroy it, every copy. Don't let anybody know." Has anyone seen this? Like, no, except for my wife. Well, she needs to be taken care of. And you actually see a genuine laugh from Adam Sandler that I don't think was scripted. He literally like laughs because the gag with this scene, I assume you're going to say the same thing, is that everyone says that this scene is like not him reacting to the commercial itself, but reacting to this movie. Him saying, Adam, don't release this fucking movie. Delete it. Burn it. No one needs to see this piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like something that was shot in after the fact.
Oh, yeah. It's
After Rob Schneider influenced Adam Sandler.
Yeah, we took all the wonderful transcript that this movie obviously had edited out of it.
Exactly, because we all know that National Treasure Al Pacino is an ally.
Of course, yeah, absolutely he is.
Yeah, absolutely, and don't look into that. Don't look into that. Don't ruin
Al
it.
Pacino's actually a legit dude. He's played gay characters in a number of movies. So I've seen, he's a real man, real good person. Let's see, unlike probably a lot of the Happy Madison crew, or the people whoever hired the people that they chose to cameo in this movie are obviously not good.
You know, it's some of the weirdest things to think at times, and I gotta say something nice about Adam Sandler here. So he is conservative, by the way.
I'm not surprised. He's rich.
Yeah, but like, one thing I will give credit is like, he's not somebody who, like a lot of the modern conservative, like the MAGA folk in Hollywood, those ones exist. Like they let you know and only let you know. Adam Sandler has never let his conservatism seemingly influence some of his films to the point where, like, I mean, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. For all those problems, it does not have terribly mean things to say overall.
Yeah,
and it does attend almost to an extent. It tends to like look at the people who don't understand and point out like, hey, just because you don't understand doesn't mean you have the right to be hateful.
Yeah.
So for a conservative person to make that film is not nothing, and I'll give Adam Sandler credit that I think that whether I know for sure or not, like the fact that he's conservative does not influence his films because there are so many terrible conservative comedians. I don't even want to call them comedians.
Yeah.
Joke tellers, people. Yeah. They're about as funny as I am. But
no, you're way funnier than any of them could ever be.
That's fair. Yeah. I'll take that. You know what? I normally won't take compliments, but I'll let that one slide. Because I don't punch down at people.
Yeah.
Or promote hate.
Yeah.
And all that. But this movie, it's
whatever.
I genuinely say, like, when I first saw this movie, I wanted to enjoy a terrible film. I thought that, the movie, when I first saw it, I knew the reputation. I saw it like 2 years ago, I think, at most. Yeah. Like a year or two ago.
For the first time? Or
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I finally saw it, and I wanted to enjoy it. I really, really did, and I just couldn't. It's not an enjoyable movie. The plot is non-existent. I mean, literally, the few moments you get here and there is intercut with all these things, and like the
Also, you had to have seen it at least 3 years ago, because that's when the Snyder Cut episode aired.
And I mentioned, okay.
Well, yeah, I think you said, just when you first said you first, you like, I was just watching this movie with my wife, and because I think it was the first time you watched it.
Oh God!
And then you like mentioned it. Of course, I did the my wife gag, and they cracked up at that because we were very drunk, and it was our first 3 hour podcast. And then like you went on to talk about it, and then I of course burst into the DUNKACCINO song, and I did the entire thing from art because at that point I'd already poisoned my brain from it.
Wow, I thought it was less than that, but.
At least 3.
This is a movie that is so terrible, and it's all Rob Schneider's bigoted fault.
Mm-hmm.
So fuck you, Rob Schneider. Unlike Paul W.S. Anderson, you are not welcome on this podcast, ever. Because there's no excuse. You ruined this film for your bigoted ways.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Paul Anderson ruined Monster Hunter, I think, but I don't think it was a malicious thing. I think it was a single person refusing to accept their bias in terms of things, but like there was a genuine intent, whether or not I think it was valid. I don't think it was made out of a place of hate. I think it might have, but Rob Schneider, you are a hateful person and I hate you, and go fuck yourself.
Yeah, we just started shitting on Rob Schneider. He didn't make this shitty movie that we had to watch.
Did he though? I think he did.
Yeah.
And he's terrible.
He sucks.
He is, fuck him. He's terrible and I hate him. He's awful.
Okay. So, now we come to the bit of all podcasts. Now, since this is the 20th episode and doesn't particularly tie with any specific anniversary, I did want to do something different.
Sure.
We have a couple of doubled up things. We have a couple of weird with the numbering of things. Right now, my list with Jack and Jill added is at 20 because, like I said, two things are like the Banana Splits and the Hug are still paired, and Troll 2 and Fantasy Island are still paired. But at a list of 20, how many do you have on your list, barring paired stuff or equal?
Including this, it would make 21 because we, even though we did Willy's Wonderland and Banana Splits as one episode, I counted that as two different movies.
Yeah, I count that as two.
So, but I think that because you did the double up on Troll 2 and Fantasy Island. Sorry, Mystery Island, I should say.
Yeah, Mystery Island.
As we call it now. Because you did that double up that negated your undoubled, or your, you know what I'm trying to say.
So yeah, I just undid the pair. I finally just split them up because of that. So yeah, 21 technically. With the Hug still in there as a tiny little 8-minute thing we watched. Yeah. So yeah, well, with 21 it's a little bit more complicated, but I wanted to do for our 20th episode, and this is supposed to be our 21 at movies now. I wanted to do a thing where we've pretty much gone through the list obviously at least 20 times by now, but I wanted to say we're gonna do first half and second half, the top, or however Jack and Jill falls on your list, lower half or upper half. I wanted to do a thing where we do something negative about the top 10 and something positive about the bottom 10. Jack and Jill accepted because we need to talk about it, specific feelings about it, where it's placed. But, and I don't, no backhanded compliments, no ironicness for the most part, but genuinely something negative about our top 10 movies and then something positive about the bottom 10.
I like that. I like that. Who's going first, though?
Since I sprung this on you and you still have time to think about your list, I'm going to go ahead and start with mine. Now, of course, it pains me to do it. Of course, it's a perfect film, and I love it to death. Freddy Got Fingered is absolutely perfect. But I will say that I wish they had given Freddy more to do in the movie. They cut out a bunch of his scenes. Like I said, they edited out several scenes of the children. The one kid, he was watching the movie, was trying to molest him. As terrible as that is, I'm not saying put that back in the movie, but the actual titular character, the name is funny, and it's funny because it's random. It's a random line that has no actual text in the movie. But if the character Freddy, or if the name had more relevance, that would have been a better call on my part, I think. Willy's Wonderland. The makeup of the extras, the random gang of idiot teens to get killed just so there's a body count, and some of the puppets not really getting much personality, even though some of them could have been cool. Nighty Night was absolutely terrifying. He had a legit giant metal sword and was taken out after one scene, or the Weasel Willy himself being the final boss as opposed to any of the other characters who could have been more terrifying, like the gorilla or anything who were physically more intimidating. They could have stuck around much longer. But yeah. Road Trip, like I said, it's a comedy. Todd Phillips, a bit of an asshole now, made that terrible Joker Folly You Do movie, but specifically about Road Trip. DJ Qualls could have had a better arc, and the bit with his father at the end kind of just ends, and they kind of just walk off after his dad fired a fucking gun at a college campus, and it kind of just and that scene, the culmination of everyone's stories, him finally getting the girl, that weird wrestling man, the scene kind of just abruptly ends, and that's the finale of the movie. It's a very weird quick note to end on that doesn't really make sense. Freddy versus Jason, obviously Kelly Rowland's shitty homophobic jokes she could have been taken out. They could have given Freddy more than literally one kill. That was I'm not even afraid. I prefer Jason by a mile, but they could have given Freddy at least 2 kills. Jesus. Digimon the movie, the plot makes no sense. they really should have edited that out into just making 3 ovas and release those like that, or just do something else. That was a really weird idea. The episode 3, number 6 on my list. I didn't really say any of the numbers. Did you see they've just re-released it after the 20-year anniversary or whatever for it? They just had it in theaters.
Which one?
Disney Plus Star Wars episode 3.
Oh, I did not know that.
It's number 6. They just recently, I think last month, they had it out in theaters again. Obviously, yeah, the Senate shit, relevant as it is again now, and as much, honestly, have you watched Andor yet?
I have not.
You need to watch that shit ASAP, dude. That is some of the greatest Star Wars you can possibly see right now. It's mind-blowingly incredible. If you watch Andor and then you watch Rogue One and even A New Hope afterwards, it's fucking mind-blowing. Perfect. But Episode 3, yeah, there is some really shitty acting in that movie. There is some objectively shitty acting. Warcraft, we said it 1,000 times. The fucking human shit is embarrassingly boring.
Yes, it is.
That shit, what the fuck were they thinking? That's number 7. Number 8, X-Men Apocalypse. Like I said, I love that movie to death. I think it's the best X-Men, or not the best. No, because I think New Mutants is better than it. Apocalypse, really underutilized. Very stupid. The mass destruction and the massive lives lost, not being taken seriously. Professor X being a creep, like you said. He was a really sex pest the whole movie, which is a weird take. The Snyder Cut, I mean, a whole lot of melodramatic shittiness, and of course, as we know, Zack Snyder's a fucking music video director.
You're gonna make me say something nice about that movie. You're a jerk.
Hey, yeah, I'm dude. At the bottom half, I'm gonna have to be nice after the next 2 movies. I'm pissed about it. Yeah, the fucking melodramatic music video in this is very stupid. And like, yeah, the fucking acting is also stiff at sometimes. The plot's not great. Transformers: Age of Extinction, I mean, the easy one would say, like, it's a fucking Transformers movie. It's dumb as shit. The acting is weird and bad. Everyone's dumb. That pedo sucks. Nicola Peltz, Katara's terrible in it. Really fucking sucks. But that's number 10. So for the bottom 11, I'm going to be positive. Fantasy Island, like I said when we watched it, is number 11. I thought it was a fun, enjoyable experience. I like the mystery of it, even though, like, you know, I knew the twist that the island was bad. I didn't know the tattoo thing was funny. I thought the tattoo bit at the end was very funny. Mm-hmm. Troll 2, like we said, amazingly fun with friends. Silly as shit. If you can find any like live commentary on it, like those like riff tracks, or like a very funny podcast, like I said, the Resur Erection is the name of the podcast. I'd like to do horror movies. They did a live watch of the movie. It's fucking really, really funny.
Or hey, you know, if our audience do we really want, we'll do a live rack.
I mean, probably not Troll 2. There's better ones.
Well, I'm sure, but like listen, if you want us to do that for some chance, I'd be down.
Yeah. I Party with Victorious, number 13. Fucking very, very fun seeing the Victorious crew. A show that I never watched. Like I said, Quentin's review made me care about those characters, and I thought it was a very fun little adventure for everyone teaming up and having a stupid little sing-along. It was very cute and very fun. Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Some of those fights were pretty fun. I liked the portrayal of Hades by that one.
Steve Coogan?
Yeah, Steve Coogan's Hades was perfect. Yeah, the fucking Lotus Eater scene was very fun. The giant monster fights, the Hydra was cool. Very, very fun. Banana Splits, there was some good humor in it. The kills were very, very good. I'd say some of the best kills on this probably hold this list of all movies we've done in that movie. It's just everything else that doesn't really work very well. The Hug was a fun little skit. Now here is number 16, Jack and Jill.
Oh.
It's not even, I don't think technically it's even in the bottom quarter. It's like just maybe in the bottom quarter of movies. Like I said, I'm bringing from the tradition of the different statements about it, but I thought it was a mediocre, unfunny comedy. Like I said on the podcast before we even started way back when, that I don't think, like, the one thing I don't like is bad comedies, because a bad comedy is just boring and unfunny, which this is very boring and unfunny for the most part. Al Pacino's fantastic in every scene he's in. There's like 3 or 4 lines from the other characters from the entirety of the movie that made me like smile or even laugh. But for the most part, it was just a very boring comedy, but it wasn't like, you know, offensively bad like some of the rest of this shit's gonna be. But I have to keep positive. Number 17, Resident Evil 2. It's based off a very good game. That may sound backhanded, but I'll say the motorcycle fun. It was very fun back in the day watching the motorcycle scenes and all the zombie shooting. What's his name? Omar Epps or Mike Epps? Mike Epps, I think. Mike Epps is very funny in the movie. He's just written to be comic relief, and he does that role perfectly. He's very, very funny in it. And the actress playing Jill in that movie, ironically enough, she's pretty good, even though she's not given much to do. Later, when she comes back in the other movie, she's good. But she's very authentic looking, and she's a good actress, so I appreciated her. Monster Hunter.
What do you think is great about this film?
Number
what are you going to
18,
defend?
Monster Hunter. Jesus Christ. I mean, like I said, no backhanded compliments. So I will say, I agree. Like I said, I complained a little bit about the coloring. The monsters looked great. There's no denying that.
I want to say, I still say the fact that they came up with Baby Ursula in Montaña Wilds
And
is
also
hysterical.
they technically had what has to be a Guardian Rathalos. The one at the end.
Yeah.
It had to be a Guardian Rathalos. So they predicted World, which is fucking incredible. Weird.
Wilds.
Yeah. Wilds. Too many W names.
Yeah.
Wilds. They predicted Wild, but also, the monsters looked great. I think that, like I said, the final scene with the Rathalos fighting the military, I think that was great, and that should have been more of the movie.
Ironically.
Yeah. Terror of Tiny Town. The explosion at the end was very funny. Nah, I can't be backhanded. the goose, the cook with the goose was great. Bad Taste, number fucking 20 on my list.
Wow, I didn't realize that was so low.
Yeah. Oh, it's been low from since we watched. It was the bottom for a long time. Only recently I switched out with the actual bottom, but Bad Taste. The some of the Derek stuff was pretty funny, with the Derek's Don't Run and the I'm Born Again. Ironically, those make me laugh. But also, we didn't do the fucking cream of the crop of this fucking movie and all that kind of stuff. But we never do that anymore. Yeah. I tried to whenever I remember to. Let's see. What the fuck was Bad Taste? The move, number 20, Bad Taste. The actual alien outfits were pretty fun, and like I said, how they were made in Mother's oven was very fucking cool. I've been going on for way too long, but this is the longest we've ever been on the fucking rankings. And of course, number 21, the worst film we've ever watched, Last Airbender. The water bending looked great. I think the fire bending, to my memory, looked great. The air bending looked fine. Earth bending, besides the gag of that bad camera angle, it was fine for the most part. It looked a little weak, but I'd say the water bending was perfect in that film. It looked beautiful. And so that's my list. Jack and Jill's number 16 out of 20 on my list.
Oh boy. So, my turn. Well, of course, as always, my number one film, Freddy Got Fingered. Mm-hmm. I will say that, and I feel
like... minute too, you get to my same things. I was going to say that. You can't copy mine.
I feel like there were a lot of moments where people vanished for way too long, mm-hmm. and I get why, but I think that, listen, if you're gonna have the friend break his leg, he should still show up in the cast more than once. Yeah.
They had that hurt kid get hurt 20 times.
Right. I think there was too much characters who vanished for way too long, and too many characters who got overexposed in a way. I think they, and even too, the titular Freddy. I think that was a character who vanished way too quickly, and we didn't get too much more resolution on. Mm-hmm. I think that the runtime was too short.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that as a backhand. I mean a genuine.
Yeah. Genuine, yeah.
So, number 2, Road Trip. I feel like the ending just didn't feel overall conclusive, and also too, I think that Tom Green's character did not feel as much as I love seeing him in the film. I wish he had more plot relevance. Mm-hmm. Or the storytelling aspect was being used more, and it just wasn't enough. Yeah. And it created a weird shift kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And also, the ending was a bit was anticlimactic. Mm-hmm. So, number 3, Willy's Wonderland. I think, you already said that Willy himself, I think they put too much focus on some other characters in the mid. Mm-hmm. The fact that fairy was got a fight scene, got a death scene, but then still didn't die was, I feel like her getting so much more screen time, where Willy himself was a one and done thing and being hyped up, felt underutilized.
Yeah.
Number 4, Freddy versus Jason. I feel like that there was, and it's kind of cheating because it's similar, but I feel like Freddy should have gotten a lot more, and I think especially to Alex's brother getting underutilized. I feel like that should have been used a hell of a lot more and gone into more backstory, because I feel like the movie was Jason but with Freddy at times.
Yeah.
Number 5 is Warcraft. I'm cheating. I'm saying the same thing because it's always say the human stuff was so bad.
Yeah.
it was so bad and it took away from what should have been a much better film. 6 is Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. It's it's straight up. The worst part of that is some of the dialogue. It's not even, I think it's the dialogue and the direction of the statement. Because, I don't blame Hayden Christensen for some of the deliveries. Because...
Yeah. It was definitely directed.
He was directed to do it, and there are moments where you see him show, he's got some great emotional moments with terrible lines. And the fact, too, that you learn that Mark Hamill and some of the early Star Wars, literally had to tell Lucas, who talks like this? Don't want to say this. Don't make me say this. It is embarrassing to say.
Yeah.
The problem was that it's the 6th one. The actors don't have that same star power anymore.
Yeah.
7 is Fantasy Island. The fact that it made me say "fuck you" movie to that ending, and the fact that just straight up the fact that it took a rewatch for me to enjoy it is a problem, I think, of the film. 8 is Digimon the movie. It had so many good ideas that it rushed through to try and piece together, where had it intercut them better, it was just poorly organized, I think. I get what it was all behind it, but I think they could have edited stuff together better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they could have really...
And I think that was,
it was really
definitely a big
choice.
problem. Number 9 is Bad Taste. So I something bad. There was a lot of this times where things drug on, and I think that it should have gotten going a lot quicker and utilized the aliens' appearances a lot more. I think that I get why maybe not been able to, but I think that it should have tried to do more with what it could have done. Number 10, Troll 2. So there's something nice about Troll 2. Or no, bad about Troll 2. Right?
Yeah.
You have to be mean to Troll 2. I feel like that's so much harder now.
Yeah.
Because, it's so many things. Honestly, the fact that the film has to be watched with somebody is ironically a massive problem.
Yeah.
Also, too, they took that witch lady. She was not in the film enough.
Clarence Leonore
She was
Gilgood.
incredible. She should have
Underutilized.
very much underutilized and underexplained.
Yeah.
Banana Splits. So now I gotta be nice.
What was that?
That's an 11. It's right down. It's near the mid mark there. So I have to be mean. So I have to be mean, or I'd be nice to it, right?
11. That's past. That's about.
I've said that Party of Victorious is about my midway. So I'm gonna say something mean about Banana Splits because I say it. It's just over that. And Banana Splits and Party of Victorious are my 11 and 12. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna be negative on Splits and then nice to Party going forward there. So for Banana Splits, to be mean, I think that the movements, I get what they were going for, but it felt like the costumes didn't match what they were going for to a very massive extent.
Yeah, it was overtly mascots, not animatronics.
Right, but they I get what they were going for, but it just really, they did everything but fix the costumes on that. For I Party with Victorious, something nice.
Yeah.
It was nice to see that they did do a good... I think they did an overall fairly good job of blending the characters and finding a way to make them... Even though they didn't use as much time together, I felt like each group did have relevance to the plot, and it wasn't one over the other.
Yeah.
And I'd be nice, so I can't say go more.
Yeah.
For Percy Jackson and the Lightning Head...
Lightning Head?
I wrote Percy Jackson Lightning Head. This is 2 episodes ago, too, so that was Monster Hunter, so I can tell you if that's any indication where I was at there. I genuinely think that they, for the faults of the film, they did a lot of good things to to try and make this an adaptation that felt like its own thing. And I genuinely think that their non-commitment to the source material honestly felt at times better for the most part when they found a way to break it off outside of the visuals of it.
Yeah.
So like when they took these moments, like the fact that they changed, like I thought the Hydra scene was a very overall good scene, and I thought that was a fun thing for them to have changed it. Yeah. 14 is the Terror of Tiny Town. I mean, I think that the bad guy was genuinely
Matt Haynes or whatever.
Yeah.
He was fantastic.
He genuinely stood out amongst that group as like, and I don't mean this mean, like he stood out as a genuinely competent actor. Mm-hmm. He genuinely was a fun villain who had a character that was distinct. Mm-hmm. Number 15 is X-Men Apocalypse. I think that the amounts, I feel like they did do a good enough job of letting us see a lot of the mutants and their powers. Mm-hmm. And when they did give Apocalypse a chance to shine, he did have some truly terrifying moments.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to be nice, so that's all I'm going to say.
I was going to say, fingers crossed, this probably won't air this won't air for months, but fingers crossed that Oscar Isaacs plays Apocalypse again in Avengers Doomsday and Moon Knight and Miguel O'Hara. All three of his Marvel characters all at once. That'd be fantastic.
I'd be down with that. Resident Evil Apocalypse is my 16. I think that it did do a good job of visually recreating the city and the world, the characters, the costumes, the special effects on Nemesis. I think that, you know, even though I had issues with a lot of stuff, I felt like that I could tell for the most part what everyone was, what they were doing. Mm-hmm. And I thought that it did a good job looking like what I wanted it to look like. So number 17 is actually a change. I think it's happening again. I moved Monster Hunter up. It was at my dead last time. I put it at 17. I think that I hit that when I ranked it last, it was negative or very negative and still reeling from it. I think that is a film that genuinely, I think that everyone in it did as good. Everyone on screen and everything on screen did almost as good a job as they could have done.
On their own merit,
On their own merit, yes. I do cringe when I listen to that episode and I hear myself say that. But like Tony Jaa, I mean, if I had to give us anything, Tony Jaa was incredible. Mm-hmm. You know, but I liked that I could visually see everybody. I thought that the monster designs were well, and I think that, you know, I think that the inclusion of a lot of things there, the fact that they've come to pass, you know, whether intentional or not, but also too, I think that there was a lot of moments that were done well, that the movie deserved better than what it is.
Yeah. Also, the retrospect of Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yeah, I mean,
more Monster Hunter in your life, it just gives a more positive feeling. That's why the episode was so long, because Monster Hunter has such a powerful hold in our lives, and that movie
really does.
We watched that movie before Wilds, and even after Wilds, Monster Hunter is even more like fucking. It's the best.
I mean, Wilds is genuine. I've literally put almost 400 hours into Wilds at this point. I'm ranked 450 something. I am working on I've made every armor piece now that's high rank. I've made every talisman. I've made every palico armor. The only thing I have left now is every weapon maxed out. Genuinely, the final version of every one. And I'd be done if it didn't require hunter symbols, which are a lot harder to get because I need like 300 of each one at this point. So that's, you know, a minimum of 900 fights. So, but yeah. For 18, The Last Airbender, I think that Iroh was really good. And I liked that they took firebending and did something for it that made it gave it a weakness that I think the show does overlook. Mm-hmm. And I think that it also gave Iroh that badass moment of the film that he truly deserved. Yeah. For him to be able to firebend without fire. Mm-hmm. Like, I think if you look at that, and you put it in if you take, oh god damn it, god fucking
Don't you
damn
say
it.
with that again to that movie. You can't.
God fucking damn. If you take the film on its own,
God, no.
but no, in the world of the film, I think that they did a good job with Iroh.
Yeah.
19 is the Justice League Snyder cut. I liked Cyborg in that film, and I think that the fact that it took this to get it is a crime, because I think that genuinely Cyborg's character, his arc, his plot relevance was all really, really good.
Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, and none of that was in the original. Whedon
Exactly.
cut.
So the fact that the Schneider cut put that in is a very good thing, and that's all I can say about that. Transformers: Age of Extinction.
Did I even fucking forget to do Exit?
No, you did. You said something about it at some point. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, the pedal.
But I have to be nice to it. We're near the end. Transformers: Age of Extinction. I thought the dinosaurs were cool.
Hell yeah.
I thought that was a cool thing for that to be the concept.
Yeah.
But I'm being nice, so I'm not going to say anything else. But then number 21 is Jack and Jill.
Really? Again, you ranked it lower just like a Monster Hunter.
So here's my take on this. I think I've already said it, but I'm going to reiterate before I say my nice thing about this film. The film does not have a plot. It is sequence after sequence with barely flimsy things, and this is Adam Sandler at his worst. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no better representation of this film than the fact that it has Jared from Subway, the ShamWow guy, and a pre-transitioned Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah. Like, I mean, those three represent this film, whether they intend to or not. I mean, it is mean spirited. Yeah, there is so little fun to be had in this film because it is mean characters, but then given a moment of sympathy that then gets DUNKACCINO'd on. Yeah. But generally, I mean, they're so mean. They turn these people into punching bags, or they are the gloves punching the other punching bags, and it's so hurtful. So I say the nice thing is that the few characters that Otto as the homeless guy, the homeless guy, and Felipe were genuinely wonderful characters in this film that I really enjoyed to watch and did put a smile on my face. Again, even with Felipe, and yes, I'm sure that the 40-year-old writers thought their Mexican jokes were very funny, and as a near 40-year-old white man myself, I did enjoy them. I am nothing but a 34-year-old white man, and I have listen. Sometimes stereotypes are true. We laugh at the racist jokes, okay? It's we hate ourselves for it. Some of us hate ourselves for it. But it's I can't help it, okay? No. Listen, we can't help it. But genuinely, I thought that they were nice characters in a terrible film.
Yeah. Jack and Jill.
I mean, honestly, there were multiple points in this episode that I wanted to just be like, okay, let's just skip through. Let's just literally skip over these things.
Yeah, but there's a lot to talk about despite this movie.
Yes.
But yeah, so
I guess the nice thing to say, the DUNKACCINO thing at the very end left me with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
There you go. DUNKACCINO.
Yeah, having seen this piece of shit for an hour and a half, that little last bit will literally brighten your day.
Yes, it will.
In any context. So, plugs?
You can find me still on Twitch at Father Bohawk. I am on run. I'm sure this will age so well. I'm on run 34. Let's see, where am I at? I just beat Skyla, and I want to dedicate a big shout out right now to Subin the Walrein. Caught it and did not realize that it was what I needed. Stat wise, it was awesome. It was in 4 fights only and only for this gym. It had a total of 12 kills, 4 assists, and there was only 6 total kills that it did not get, but I'm sure that it still played a hand on. And it is integral to why I was able to get a win with only it as a death, and it is so unfair that it does not get to walk out alive from Skyla's gym. But I do truly believe that whatever good has happened and will happen, it is the will of Walrein. Because I got the Landorus, I got an Axu, I got a Gothita, but and then I got what fighting type did I get? I got Tyrogue as my encounter, and it ended up being a Hitmonlee with a plus attack 31 IV attack Hitmonlee. So it is literally the most damage output a Hitmonlee could give with Unburden, which is great too. So like everything going forward here is for this Subin the Walrein. You are a true friend. And you will not be forgotten, and we will keep going strong for you, my guy. And I'm sad that I will not be able to fire off any more snow warning blizzards from a special attacking king like you. But yeah, so I would do that Twitch stuff, and I'm gonna eventually make YouTube videos. So Father Bohawk on YouTube with the underscore, because if you see an orange Litwick, you know you've got the right place.
Hell yeah.
I've got Blue Sky, and I've yet to do anything with it. So,
all right. Speaking of Blue Sky, Matthew Lewis Podcasts, I think it's ML Pods or ML Podcasts over on Blue Sky. Check us out there. Follow us. We already got a couple people over there.
Hey.
Action Toon Bros. Listen to old episodes. We're starting a new series, which I think by the time this airs, it's definitely gonna be up by then. I assume. New series, a great show I brought up during our Digimon episode. If you can figure out the clues, you can figure out what the new show is gonna be. Listen to old episodes as well. Rate and review on podcasts. Like I said, we have the RSS feed. I believe it's our Action Toon Bros. It's on Apple iTunes now. It's soon to be Spotify. Movie Garbage. Listen to old episodes of this show. Buy the book, Forgotten Minotaur King. Listen to the podcast, Forgotten Minotaur King. Matthew Lewis Podcast on YouTube. Matthew Lewis Podcast Patreon. Matthew Lewis Podcast Twitch. Follow us on all those things.
Give those Monster Hunter ones a listen to, because I think that
some of our best content. Also,
that
give my
is
Star Wars
genuinely
ones to listen to.
it is hard for me to listen back to some of our episodes.
Oh, yeah.
It is very hard for me to listen to myself at times, and I have multiple times been wanting to listen to Monster Hunter. I genuinely think that's one of our best episodes.
Hell yeah.
Well, one of our best 3-part episodes.
I mean, yeah, but by the time, obviously, by the time you're listening to this, our Victorious episode is also 2 parts. This one I'm probably not going to split up. I'll probably just leave this together because we don't really have an easy split pod.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the Monster Hunter episode I really enjoyed, and I hope we can, in a weird way, I want us to do more. We argued and debated about that movie, and I think that there was a lot of fun because, like, even though we both felt very similar, our feelings differed so much, and it was that conflict brought us about. Sometimes, I think that we need some conflict here.
Yeah.
We are the same person, but sometimes we need
slightly different opinion.
We are both great fighters, apparently.
Yeah, we have to get more. Like movie discussion, people talk about media literacy, and people talking about nuanced discussions on media and stuff like that not happening as much online because people only have small snippets of their opinions and people misinterpret them, and then you block of text nobody's reading. It's good to have long, in-depth discussion, 3-hour, 20-minute episodes about fucking Jack and Jill, or 7 hours on Monster Hunter. It's
honestly, I want to do a follow-up.
Nuanced discussions.
I genuinely want to do a follow-up on Monster Hunter where we do I think that someday we need to do a revamps of some of our episodes, and Monster Hunter is on there next to Freddy Got Fingered.
We'll possibly revisit some stuff, maybe some kind of special. Who knows? If we actually ever hit an actual anniversary, which we never do, we purposely miss it by a couple of days every time. But now that little burp is to initiate the final part of the episode. The next movie we are covering. Ed, once again, your choice, your traditional Hollywood movie, has brought a lowbrow tone to this podcast that I'm supposed to be proud of. So I'm going to bring some culture once again by watching a documentary, Ed. We are going to be men of culture. We are watching the VHS that I wore out as a child. Let's see, it says 2000. This has to be 1991 or 92. Documentary, Fantastic Dinosaurs of the Movies. Action highlights from special effects classics.
All right, hold on. Fantastic
Dinosaurs of the Movies.
Dinosaurs of the Movies.
Action highlights from special effects classics.
Action highlights from special effects, classics. I'm sorry. When did this flip happen?
This was a VHS that my father had bought me when I was a child. I can't have been more than like 3 or 4, I don't think. I wore this shit the hell out. Now, I hope you like movie trailers, because this is just a big-ass collection of like 30 pre-1970s monster movie trailers.
Huh.
With a little bit talk about special effects, but like it's available on Freevee. It's available on Tubi. It's also available on YouTube for free.
I was gonna say, like,
There's no way how you're gonna find that VHS tape anywhere.
Oh, I'm sure.
But yeah, that is the next movie. It's a nice little documentary that I love. It's literally just a bunch of trailers put together.
When did we flip here?
Yeah.
You used to do all the big, like, Hollywood stuff, and I was doing the weird indie stuff.
I know. I was going to try to outdo you.
And then we flipped here at some points.
Well, hey, but you got to pick something weird, so I got to pick something normal next.
That works. Listen, I don't even know what I don't know what I'm going to do anymore. There's so many films I thought about, but these are hard.
It's hard.
And some of the ones I've picked have been rough. Yeah. I think I need to find a weird, fun film.
All right. So yeah, next movie and Fantastic Dinosaurs, other movies. Like I said, it's on YouTube, very free. It's on Freevee and Tubi. Check out either of those places. But yeah, watch it. It's a very good collection.
It is, bud. All right, bud. You want to help us say our goodbye?
Oh, wait, before that, I just wanted to play one more thing for us, for our audiences. Like I said, the Twitter account, Daily DUNKACCINO.
Hey, buddy, we're still recording here. All right, shh, buddy.
All right, here's one of the many Daily DUNKACCINOs that was released.
Wow!
アルパチーノよ。
もうあるじゃないんだ。俺はダンク。
ダンカッチーノ
そう呼んでくれていいぞ。俺のな。
ダンカチーノ
新登場。
ダンカチーノ
クリーミーなドリンク欲しきゃこれお見舞いしてやるチョコブレンドアンティカ風はラティライト誰もが仰天新ドリンク惹かれるフレーバーヘーゼルナッツキャラメルマーブル飲みたいだろうみんなが欲しがるダンカチーノ何度も飲みたいダンカチーノ子供もじいちゃんばあちゃんも行列しちゃうよダンカチーノ俺の名は
ダンカチーノ
ダンカダンカダンカダンカダンカ
ダンカチーノ
I think we need to specially sign off this episode with something that will put a smile on people's face. So instead of oof magoof, I think we all know what we need to say. Dunka 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 chino.